Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the 66th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast, brought to you by Scuff Gaming Controllers. Today, it's the new year, right? This is like the first podcast
first
from the
episode.
New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year!
Yeah,
we're from the
nailed
future, kind of. Not really. Okay. No, it's current. It's present day. Okay.
If they're listening to this, it was recorded in whatever.
Yeah.
It's recorded in the past. Pope's not here this week. He's on vacation in Florida.
Yeah.
Texted me pictures of him out on a boat fishing with his son in the middle of a blizzard for me.
It looks really
Rude.
beautiful and sunny and
It sure
glorious.
does. So if you see him, throw like a fish at him or something.
Yeah. Rain a little bit on his parade, you know. Not too much because it's vacation, but just
For
a
us.
little bit. Yeah.
For us.
Just enough.
Just a skosh. Yeah.
This week, we have Versus on the podcast.
I'm not replacing Pope, I promise.
I mean,
Don't worry.
Well, Pope is not here and Versus is here, so
you replaced him.
Let's do the math.
You replaced him.
Poppy has replaced Pope.
Yes. Also, I think I'm doing the interview, right?
Yeah, you're doing the interview. You're
You are
taking
the
I'm Mr.
interviewer.
Interview this week, guys.
yeah.
Everything's
like
getting all
place.
switched up, turned around. I don't know where to look. Which way's up? Which way's down?
Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, first things first. Versus, how you doing? How's things, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
I am doing good. Thank you guys for letting me be here.
absolutely, man.
I miss you.
This is the second time you've been on our podcast, but the last time it was our podcast, it was called Planet Destiny.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Are we
right.
claiming
Man,
ownership
that was a
now?
long time ago.
Is that what's rolling?
Yeah, man, that's a sweeping
I mean,
statement.
it's the personality that makes
It
the podcast.
was our
right?
podcast, and now it's not.
Past. He was on podcast of past, and now he's on
The
podcast
past.
of present.
It's like the ghosts of Christmas
Yeah,
past.
exactly. Yeah, spiritual context right there. So Versus, since this is technically a new podcast for you to be on here, we usually like to have some history of how things began.
Ooh.
Paint a scene.
Open up the book.
That's right. The Disney book opens up and there's a once upon a time. And so if you could tell us how you got into streaming, man.
So pretty much I started a YouTube channel first, which was Versus the Internet. And I started it with just a way to test out my new capture card. And I started off with just doing reviews because I loved, like, I was back in the day before IGN is what it is today. Or I was inspired by IGN and GameSpot and all that stuff. And I like writing about reviews, like talking about my opinions on games. So I would record like a playthrough of The Last of Us, and I'll take bits of that, use that as like a reference points for my reviews, and I'd pretty much post them. Like edit it. I look for big words I never understood just to make myself sound smarter than I actually
Nice. Good plan.
am. And yeah, did stuff like that. And shortly after, me and my friend just started doing like playthroughs of games. And Sony comes in and announces, "Hey, our PS4 is going to have this really cool thing where you can stream through our console." And I was like, "Oh, this would be a really cool way to play with people and not just, hope that my comment section wants to play with me. That'd be dope." So I started streaming. My first ever stream was when the PS4 launched, but I didn't actually start streaming with anything in mind until the following January. So I think this month makes it like 4 years.
Nice.
So I started streaming like random games, like the launch titles for the PS4. And shortly a few months later, Outlast came out. I'm sure you guys played it, the horror game. Outlast came out and I loved it. Like I've always loved horror games. They've always been my favorite type of genre. And I started speedrunning that. And that's pretty much how my channel started to blow up back in the day. I was a speedrunner for Outlast, and I also played a variety of games. And pretty much the rest is history. Like it just went from there. And a lot of I've become known in the Destiny community because of events, raid events that happened. And
Certain raid events.
that will probably never die or die as much as Oryx himself in the raid.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Legacy
Yeah.
Oryx events of raids from the past. Wow. Interesting. Yes. Did speedrunning come naturally to you on stream?
Yeah. When I was growing up when it comes to games, I didn't really get to own all the games that I had. We'd rent a lot. Shout out to Blockbuster pouring one out for you guys. And so I would play through it, over and over again, faster and faster. and even became like someone who wanted to get like achievements, on Xbox 360. So I try to get through games as fast as possible. So I've always liked trying to like beat games fast or find better ways to get through something. So it's just something that came naturally. And like usually I can pick up a game and get decent at it in a pretty fair amount of time.
Nice, that's awesome. So obviously, Destiny caught your attention, and then played a lot of obviously a lot of Destiny. So I think we know the rest is history on that one. Fast forward to now, how is what type of games are you playing now? Because obviously Destiny 2 has had mixed responses, as we all know. So how's the lineup been now? Like what's today like?
So pretty much before Destiny 2, I was already back at variety gaming. It's, at the end of the day, like at heart, I'm a variety person. Like I get bored with things easily, no matter what it is. So before Destiny 2 came out, I went back to variety, and then when Destiny 2 came out, I tried to pretty much balance it all. Instead of just going all in with Destiny 2, I just try to give myself a little bit here and there when it comes to the channel. I didn't want to ever. What I tried to avoid is being locked into a game, which can happen to a lot of people, where they feel like they have to stream a specific game. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to avoid that again because I went through it with Destiny. It was the first game I ever felt like if I didn't play it, people didn't want to watch, kind of thing. And that kind of hurts a little bit, but you start working at it, and the community starts to grow based off of you and not the game. So I just wanted to avoid that situation in general. But Destiny 2 came out on PS4. Unfortunately, the PC version came out like almost 2 months later. But I enjoyed it. I was having a lot of fun with PS4. I didn't put as much time as I'd like to because I didn't want to burn myself out before PC came out. And I think a lot of people did that too. But I had a lot of fun with it. And then the PC version came out, and oh my god, like I think I can speak for all of us when the PC version was like blew our minds. But the PC version came out, and I was streaming that for a bit. But and then the conversation started about no end game. Yeah. And I think that not only hurt the people playing, but it also hurt content creators because people feel like they've been there, done that, and feel the same way as I guess the first game, where you can watch someone play and what they're doing felt, I guess, a little bit different than what they've done. Like it felt like those actual hunts to go for, and it just didn't feel like that anymore. Mm-hmm. And people like to see streamers achieve something, I guess.
True.
So it just didn't feel the same, and I guess that's what made it the time that it was on my channel go away faster.
Makes sense. Yeah, I feel you. What's your favorite game of 2017 then that you streamed?
Oh man, favorite game of 2017. It's probably Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Good pick.
The choice.
Oh my god, that game was just amazing. And I think when I first saw it for the Video Game Awards nominee, I was like, "There's no way this game loses." Like Horizon Zero Dawn was awesome, but Breath of the Wild was just something else. It was just complete. There was something else. I can't even explain it. I can't even put it to words. But that was just an amazing game.
It's a amazing
game. Was amazing.
Feels like it took the formula of an open world game and like broke it open. And now everybody who makes an open world game after that has to look at Legend of Zelda,
right?
Breath of the Wild, and
that's
be like,
a good thing, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
some amazing open world games.
Except for the rain. Let's avoid the rain.
They didn't do everything perfect. The rain. I didn't really love the weapon like breaking system or the how they wore out so quickly. But the way you explore that map and it was unbelievable.
The rain and the weapon system both stick out to you though, and without those, there might be like too much. Just like no.
It wouldn't be game of the year.
It would just be all bright. Sure. No contrast in there for you.
Mm-hmm. You gotta have a little bit of gray areas. And now every time I play an open world game, I better be able to climb every single thing, no matter what. I want to be able to climb any mountain.
Yeah, no matter what. You got to be able to like go. You know what? I'm gonna use my paraglider to go to that other cliff over there, and then it starts raining halfway in between you gliding over there, and it starts a lightning storm, and then as you land on the cliff, you start to fall down, and when you land and live, lightning hits you and kills you.
There you
and
go.
like, don't worry, you had a thing that would res you, and you're like, oh, okay, it'll be fine, and then a rock falls down from the lightning strike that hit up there, and it kills you again, and you're like, yeah, no.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Sometimes
even in a game.
Sometimes life just,
it hits you hard,
doesn't
man.
Hold your hand,
Sometimes it hits you with the giant rock. So
yeah, after it hits you with lightning.
It's true.
And rains on your parade.
Yep.
So did you guys already talk about this? Because I'm interested in what you guys like. What was your favorite game of 2017?
You asking us question on our own show?
Yeah,
that's
what
my
makes
God.
a good podcast.
I love talking about this kind of stuff, and I want to know what like you guys obviously share my opinion on Breath of the Wild, so maybe we feel the same about something like Hellblade or something.
Mine was actually Hellblade.
Hellblade was fantastic.
That was my favorite game of the year.
It was really good.
Hellblade was incredible.
It just affected me in like a different way. I felt like they did such a good job of showing you what it felt like to have that kind of stuff going on in your head. Like you could be like, oh, I actually see what they're trying to do here. So I like games that I step away from and I see the world a little bit differently and I view things a little bit differently in general. So that game was real good.
Yeah, I hope we get more Hellblades in the future, in the next few years. Because it's a special game.
It's an experience more than just a game.
Yeah.
It's not just a game; it's an experience.
Put that in the tag.
Watts is right though. It changes the way you look at mental illness. Like I didn't have much life experience with that kind of stuff, like with extended family or friends or anything. So, like I was pretty ignorant to what was actually going on, and I felt like my mind had been expanded by that in a big way.
Definitely, yeah. One of my games was Cuphead. Just too
Cuphead
good.
Was
my
good.
God, yes.
Art, music, the experience, difficulty. Like me just getting frustrated at Satan, and it was like, it's Satan, of course. It was amazing.
Of course he's an asshole.
Yeah. I loved it.
For me, it was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, like by no small measure. I was obsessed with it all summer. I haven't had like a one more game kind of game in a very long time. And it was, just getting in there, trying to mix it up at the beginning, learning the weapons, learning the map, learning kind of how to conduct yourself. Playing single player was almost like a horror game. And then playing with friends became this like action game with like all this, communication and strategizing. It was almost two different games. It certainly isn't a perfect game, but man, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You running a lot on Xbox these days? You play a lot on there?
Only with a Zim.
that launch day Xbox One experience.
Oh, wait. I have something to say on the grounds of PUBG and Battle Royale kind of modes. Did you see that Paladins announced that they're going to have a battleground?
That's interesting.
It's the first hero shooter.
Yeah.
That's like a hero shooter like Overwatch, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Similar.
I've never played it.
Yeah.
Similar
type of thing.
There's definitely
how's that going to work? Are you
going
to go pick up weapons?
Pick up abilities?
I don't know. It sounds like it'd be really unbalanced at first, honestly. Like people are going to gravitate towards a specific class that all the, really good players are playing, and I feel like a lot of the variety that they hope to come with the variety of heroes is going to go away until things get balanced and people actually play it.
Yeah. I think
I don't know how it's going to go.
I think it's interesting though. Paladin's coming up with that. I mean, they obviously haven't struck the chord yet for what they're looking for with the game, and so why not try Battle Royale? It works for
I want to hear Battlefield say something about it coming out in 2018 with a Battle Royale, because that game seems like it's perfectly suited for a Battle Royale.
It already has like the map, the overall feel of it. Like you can climb basically everything in the game.
And to have that dice polish on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And imagine the loot boxes. Oh my God! It'd be so good, so glorious.
It's an EA game. Yeah. That would be good. Yeah. Instead of like you get a loot box, but it like falls from the sky, and then other people can also get your own loot box. Because
how dare they?
There you go.
How dare they touch my loot box?
You can pay to put a loot box in the map.
Yeah.
And then you got to battle for your loot box.
What if?
There you go.
Oh my God!
Oh,
I would love
someone
taking
loot.
people's loot
It'd
boxes.
be
That would
pay
be
to
like my
try to
favorite
win.
thing to do.
Yeah, there you go.
pay to try.
Every once in a while, I hear somebody talk about like Destiny doing a battle royale, and for some reason, I felt like that fit better in Destiny 1 than it does in Destiny 2 because of the way that patrol maps are kind of built in Destiny 2. In Destiny 1, it felt like there was more wide open areas with like kind of like I always pictured Earth as a good battle royale map, especially once they added like the Rise of Iron parts to it, because they're just like these huge open areas. But then there was also lots of cover around. Venus would have been another good one, but I don't see any maps that kind of remind me of that in Destiny 2.
I always just assumed that if that ever happened, is a pipe dream of Bungie making that game, that version of the game, that it would be like a completely designed map around it that none of the actual spaces
Yeah.
could actually, none of the spaces could actually work for it. But man, I think it'd be a lot of fun because Division survival mode is essentially that, where all the players are on the outer edges and they work their way towards the middle. And that was a loot-based game that worked out really well that way.
Yeah, it was fun too.
Yeah, exactly.
Patrick, what was your game of the year?
Oh God,
playing through Breath of the Wild, but
I've been
you didn't play it in
Breath of the
2017. So
and like, I don't know, I really feel like Breath of the Wild was probably my game because it's really rare to have like an open world game where it's not, stick along the main quest and like I feel like I have to, but in Breath of the Wild I don't. It's just one more shrine. I'm just gonna go get one more shrine.
It's always I feel like the main quest was the weakest part of that game for me. It was like the main dungeons, like what are those big animals that you kind of do. That was the weakest part of the game. That was the times when I was most bored was when I was talking to NPCs and when I was doing like the main stuff. But when I was off just exploring and like surfing down the side of a hill on my shield and finding Korok seeds, like that was my favorite stuff to do in that game.
Like Breath of the Wild it feels closer to what I thought I was playing in terms of like Ocarina of Time. When I was playing that as a kid, I imagine this is a huge, expansive open world, and there's all this stuff for me to do, but really it's like this really fine amount of things that you can do in that game, and not a hell of a lot of exploring that you can really do. It's all pretty linear for the most part, but then Breath of the Wild is just, oh no, this is what I thought I was playing. There's so much to do. I've really enjoyed that game, and at the same time, in the same vein as Hellblade that you were talking about, Watson Breyer, Doki Doki Literature Club. Seriously, in all seriousness, that's probably one of my top games of the year, even though I didn't complete it in 2017. I completed it yesterday. But still, without going into spoilers, it writes it also writes depression and mental illness in a extremely real way. Yeah. But it's not from the perspective of someone who's suffering from it, but someone who's, who has a friend who's going through that, and like having friends that have gone through that, and myself, it's like when you see the protagonist kind of saying this stuff, you're like, no, you idiot! It's the exact wrong thing. You need to be saying it. No, it's so bad. And like I'm just shouting at the protagonist this isn't what you need to do in this situation. This is horrible. Yeah. So Doki Doki, as much as people kind of think it's just a cute little anime hentai game. No, it's gonna hit you hard. It's gonna hit you hard when you play it.
There's a lot of games I missed in 2017 that I'm looking forward to still playing. That's definitely one of them. 2017, I think, ended up being one of the best years ever for just strong, amazing video games. Like Fortnite, Zelda. Fortnite. There's just you could go on and on. Basically, it's like there's got to be 20 games that you'd love to play from 2017 that you never got a chance to. Right? There's so many amazing games.
A lot of indie games too.
A lot of indie games.
Many.
Pyre. If you guys Pyre, I've never gotten a chance to check out Pyre. I'm really looking forward to it.
There's so many good indie games. I always now try and go through the coming soon, new releases stuff on Steam and just look through all of the indie games because you find some really good ones. Yeah. There's some ones that have crazy positive reviews that came out like 2 years ago that I've never heard of, and you play them and it's like one of the best games you ever played.
Yeah.
So indie games for sure. If you, I find that they tend to have amazing stories because they don't have
too long either.
Right. So you can play it in like a stream, maybe two.
Yeah, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, one that came out in 2017, early access and still being developed, but apparently some of the main features have been solidified now, is Dead Cells. No. That's great, though. Dead Cells, it's like a 2D side-scrolling roguelite, because you unlock things that you have later on, but every death will reset you back to the beginning, but you still have the things unlocked, and it's really good, and I plan on jumping back into that and digging more into it. Because they've continually updated. It's another example of early access gone right, essentially. It's kind of hard to find nowadays, but there's a few of them that are out there like that.
I finally started picking up, or I started playing Fallout 4 VR, which is Fallout 4, but remade for VR. And oh my God, it's a totally different experience than just playing Fallout 4. Like being in that world is so immersive, and like talking to NPCs, and like you're standing right there and they're standing right in front of you. It's incredible. Like coming out of the vault for the first time and just like seeing this expanse in front of you and be like, I'm going to just walk all over this place. Like it is outstanding.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Kind of makes.
I didn't like Fallout 4 that much, but
Fallout VR is
VR, it's completely different. It's so much more immersive now.
That's cool. What is your guys's? What are you looking forward to in 2018
Was Red Dead Redemption given a release date, or am I crazy?
Supposedly,
it's supposed to come out this year.
Okay. I thought I dreamt it. I wasn't sure because I was like, not sure if true or not. But I'm looking forward to that game because the original Red Dead was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They usually release games in the spring too, so that could be closer than we might think.
Yeah.
I think the leak was, or like in E3, somebody said June 8th.
Yeah,
I think so, but who knows? It might change.
Maybe all in my head.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know this game doesn't have an official release date, but I'm praying that The Last of Us 2 comes out this summer. Like I really, really want that game to come out, but because it doesn't have a release date, I'm gonna have to go Kingdom Hearts 3, which is supposedly coming out in 2018.
That's supposedly been coming out for like
never gonna happen.
Yeah, I hear about this.
Yeah,
game.
last time they showed it, when they showed the Toy Story World, it looked pretty finished. It looked pretty almost done. So I'm gonna have faith that it does come out this year. I need it now.
You gotta believe.
Destiny in like 2012 or whenever it was first shown looked pretty completed too. But
hey, there's some buddies. Let's go kill this tank. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm really looking forward to Anthem. I know that I've got every reason to be ultra cautious about it, and my anti-hype meter is like pegged out. Like, do not get hyped about this game. There's so much about it that it's just like a warning
so much
bell.
That we don't know, right?
Yeah, but man,
it looks great.
It does look good. It really it looks like the kind of game I'd love. Is like get in there with some friends and loot stuff and shoot some big ass monsters and explore a cool world. Like, please don't fuck this up.
I'm looking forward to Sea of Thieves as well. Sea of Thieves.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to be a pirate.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah, just hanging with friends on a ship, getting drunk, getting treasure.
Shooting
great
cannonballs.
And the fountain treasure.
Drinking rum.
I want just like random shit to just go like awful in that game, like just madcap hilarity all the time in that game, because that's how I see it going.
Yo, what if like hurricanes started hitting, like weather was just really bad?
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, you're on the ship.
Cool.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, ship starts to leak, so you have like 5 people running to like fill up the leak with like buckets and stuff.
I hate that I'm about to say this, but you guys should definitely play with me because I'm apparently the captain already.
Yes.
Really?
So me and Patrick play Fortnite together. And we would use it. Well, I would ask him where he wanted to land.
Don't we this. This is all you.
So I decided to name him Captain Patty because he loves being called Patty. He loves
Captain Patty.
Eh?
Do not agree to any of this.
I dig it, Captain Patty.
He's Captain Patty.
This allows me to be the captain of a pirate ship.
If you're the captain, Watts, what are you?
I was first mate. Yeah, nice. I named myself first mate. I made this
up. What's that make Tefty?
Tefty's the wench.
Definitely nice.
What's that make Pope Bear?
Cook.
All right.
I'd rather be the cook than the wench, I guess.
The wench gets to have some pretty exciting times.
Yeah, I get good stories,
Yeah.
You know what a game I'm actually excited if it does come out in 2018, because I think it's scheduled. This is going to be probably off most people's radars. Spelunky 2. I don't know if you guys... If you guys ever played the original Spelunky, or not original, but the one that came out on PC.
Never played it, but I've seen a lot of it.
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
It's hard as hell, but it's
super difficult. But man, if you can actually get that stuff down, it's very enjoyable. And if they make a number 2, or they're making a number 2, so if it actually comes out in 2018, I'd be very excited to play that game also.
Yeah.
I think State of Decay 2 is coming out this year.
That looks very interesting.
I'm actually looking forward to
multiplayer this
time.
The
first one was really good. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, it was a very underrated zombie game. It had this constant feeling of like, if I mess up, I'm screwed. And it was very easy to get yourself into situations that were really, really bad. You'd be like, I'm cool. I can go loot this thing. And next thing you know, everyone's dead.
Yeah, because if you die and you have all this really cool loot on you, your character becomes a zombie. You have to go all the way back and kill that zombie and get all your stuff back.
Yeah.
It's
really cool.
Yeah.
If your character dies, that character dies, they're dead. They're gone. So it gives you a real fear of the situation. So you're going to be able to play with other people in State of Decay 2, which is, I think, the one thing they were missing to make it amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
So is it about that time of the show where we talk about Destiny?
We haven't talked
We
about
could do that,
for...
or we could talk more about Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
there's a beta coming this month, right?
Is it really?
Yep.
Is it open?
I don't know.
If you pre-order it, you get beta access.
What? I got to pre-order that.
Let's fire it up,
I'm not being paid to share this information.
PC or Xbox or what?
It has crossplay, so
play anywhere.
Oh, really?
Play anywhere.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That is awesome.
Yeah. See, like pre-ordering games now, I'm not exactly like.
I'll pre-order to be a pirate.
You don't want
you always get your money back.
Patty, you're a streamer. Come on.
I am, and it's a business
Patty,
expense,
you're a
but
captain, and this
pre-ordering.
is a pirate.
You need the pre-order skins, all right?
When I pre-order games, I usually do it at GameStop. And if I don't like the game, I get my pre-order money back.
There you go.
There you go. Amazon's not a good place apparently for that.
Do they give you your money back if you don't like it?
They'll apparently give it back to you like 3 months after the game's released, when apparently an expansion causes you to
get locked out of
not
something.
Be able to access stuff. Yeah.
Blanket refunds.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm excited about Monster Hunter World also.
Oh
yeah,
that's right.
That's actually my first Monster Hunter game.
Same.
Just found out the PC version of that is coming out.
I know. Depressing,
oh
man.
My God. That's like what, August, September, around there?
They said fall, so it's going to be like November.
It's pretty much fall, right?
Yeah, it's like November. Just plan on it, which is too bad.
I was hoping it was going to be like a couple of months max.
Same. I thought March.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
But still, I played the demo on PS4 and I had a blast with the demo, so I am definitely looking forward to picking that up.
Yeah. I'm actually
considering. I have to
considering
pre-order shit for it.
I'm considering buying an Xbox One X if the performance is better on that. Just because
that'll be your third Xbox purchase, is that right?
Well, I can rotate out of a couple, get some of that money back.
I mean, you got to have one for memes, one for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
One for guests.
Yeah.
Yes,
one Xbox. For the maybe baby Tefty memes.
When there's an Xbox 420 in the future.
Hey, they're skipping numbers. They may do it next. You never know.
I mean, they did 3 Xbox Ones, so they could go anywhere from here.
Xbox 960.
There you go.
So it's that time. I need to bring it up. The biggest news is that for Destiny 2 is actually not even resurfacing, something that we've known for a long time, but apparently because we got to keep beating that dead horse. Let's bring this old article up from Jason Schreier, where Destiny 2 was apparently rebooted.
No,
sometime in its development.
Speaking of the Planet Destiny podcast, I don't think we've talked about this since we were on the Planet Destiny.
Yeah, we literally haven't talked about it since we was on the Planet Destiny podcast.
Yeah, isn't that a crazy thing to suddenly get just rustled? The Jimmy rustling was like, news from past has come to 2018.
So he mentioned this in an interview on the DTR podcast, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And everybody exploded, but this was based on an article he wrote in 2016 telling us like basically the same information. So this is all information we've had since 2016. But I guess if you came into the Destiny community for Destiny 2, you wouldn't have that backlog.
That's true.
Of history. So it's definitely new news to a lot of people. But basically it is what it is, right? Is Destiny 2 was in development. The higher ups at Bungie decided, okay, we don't like where Destiny 2 is going, so we're going to reboot it. We're going to put a new team in charge of it, which included Luke Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I forgot the other guy's name.
Mark Noseworthy.
And, they took it to, its eventual conclusion, which was the release of Destiny 2 in what many would consider an incomplete form.
In 16 months. They rebooted it in 16 months.
Right. It was very similar to the path of Destiny 1 in that way, where it was rebooted story-wise, especially very close to release.
Yeah.
The game was supposed to release in 2016.
Right.
And it got pushed back to 2017 when they did this.
Yeah, and apparently they were actually going to include previous planetary stuff and all that from D1 in it, but had to cut all that and just focus on the new stuff because of time restrictions.
That's kind of how, like, I hate it when stuff like that is taken in the context of, oh, well, they realized they could make more money by taking this stuff and put it over here in this other thing. No, it's generally, oh, we can't finish this. Okay, ship it to a later project type deal. Because, we saw EDZ and Dreadnought, or the Dreadnought, in like some really early pre-roll for Destiny 1, basically before the game was even released. And a lot of people are like, well, why didn't we get that? Maybe because the story wasn't there to incorporate that fully into the zone. Maybe it didn't feel fully fleshed out. It wasn't basically finished. Yeah. So
the story of Destiny 1 was completely rewritten, right? And it feels it. Like they took assets that were in the original story. They took them, put them in different places. A lot of people blame that on the reason why some of the voice lines from the voice actors seem like to have the wrong intonation. Especially your Ghost when it was Peter Dinklage.
Are you telling me?
But the fact that they did it again, like the same problem happened again for Destiny 2, has always kind of stuck me in the craw. Like, didn't you learn anything from Destiny 1?
I think, the takeaway that I get from that is that A, video game development is extremely difficult, obviously.
For sure.
And B, managing all those people to get things organized and pointed in the right direction has got to be an incredible task.
Mm-hmm. So the other part of the article, which I think some people are, is kind of the other thing that we also have to keep, beating every single podcast is related to the Eververse. I'm just going to read this quote right here real quick.
Yep. Okay. I know.
Yeah. What Bungie decided was we can't do this anymore. It's too hard for us to do, referring to releasing a DLC every few months. The tools that we're working with are really hard to deal with. It's hard for us to make this much content. So it's just hard to make content in general. And they said, we're going to do a smaller drip feed of smaller stuff, and we're going to put it up on the Eververse and make money that way. And Activision said, okay. It was a part of their renegotiated deal. And they get to a point where they didn't have to be cranking out so much content. So that statement there sounds kind of bad, I guess, on its own. But if you put it into it sure does. But also, if you put it into the context of they were basically doubling, almost tripling the size of their company during this time period, while also developing Rise of Iron and Destiny 2. And developing games ain't cheap. You're paying a lot of people. So the creation of the Eververse to pay those people, I don't know, it makes sense. Does it complete?
In Patrick, my Stardew Valley was made by one person.
I'm really happy for him. And like, this isn't me justifying the existence of the Eververse in its current state. No, that's complete bullshit. Like having all the game's content basically block behind that. No, but it does make sense for.
Are you willing to take a stand against the Eververse? Is that what you're doing right now?
I'm making a stand for parts of the Eververse.
You want to slow it down here?
Some chilly
parts
vibes
of
in the
the
room.
Eververse deserve to exist. If you know what, if you want to toss some more money to the game, sure. I just did that with Fortnite. Great, toss some more money to the game. Yeah, I got the Dominator skin, so now I'm a sexy Dominator. Nice. Anyway, if you want to toss more money to the game, that's fine. But the current implementation of it, where it's completely RNG based and baked in the entire end game and all the customization and stuff, and a customization game is basically locked behind Eververse, that's a little bit too heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But don't worry, please just quote me saying I'm okay with Eververse being there.
Heavy-handed.
Heavy-handed, Jesus.
Heavy-handed.
Yeah.
When we tear Patty to shreds on Reddit tomorrow, make sure you quote him. I'm okay with Eververse being there.
Yeah, just let that be the headline. Let that be the headline. There you go.
Old Captain Patty supports Eververse.
I'm a pirate, of course. I steal things and
the loot boxes,
like your money.
Oh no, this
box of doubloons.
Boxes. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's really funny. All this stuff is coming back through the news cycle. But there's apparently nothing to talk about. So we gotta. Wow, yeah, this news from 2016. Holy crap!
Well, Well, I mean, if we want a more positive note, there was a hotfix that went out today.
It was so hot,
or not yet? Yesterday, or was it today? I don't fucking remember. It was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Wednesday.
Yesterday.
Oh. And basically, it said two things. Iron Banner is available to play for those that didn't purchase Curse of Osiris. Faction Rally is available for those to play who didn't purchase Curse of Osiris. So,
yay!
Awesome. They fixed the thing that, like, hey, hindsight's 2020. It never should have been like that, but they did it. I'm not good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is good, but not a whole lot to talk about there.
Yeah. Do we applaud them for doing something that shouldn't have been there in the first place?
I mean, look.
Do we even want Iron Banner? Because it's going to be Supremacy next. Like,
God.
Oh, is it?
No.
Stop.
I mean, I don't know, because it was Control and then it was Clash.
Oh, God. What's left?
What if it's Mayhem?
Just make it Mayhem.
Yeah.
They should just make it Mayhem.
Mayhem Iron Banner would be lit with no Nova Bomb glitches. Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, get rid of the Nova Bomb. Fix that and bring back Mayhem for Iron Banner, and then have it stick around after.
Yo, they have to keep Mayhem, man. It is,
I know,
without a doubt, the most fun I've had in Destiny PvP.
Yeah. Now imagine this.
I'm sorry, Destiny 2 PvP.
Imagine this. You've been playing Mayhem. You've been getting, Legend of Acryus. Boom, boom, boom. And now, all of a sudden, Mayhem's gone. And you have to go back to quick play.
I can only shoot one Nova Bomb at a time?
Back to PvE I
go. I love Mayhem. I really want this to come back in a permanent way. If not permanently, like at least bring it back for like a monthly event.
Make Iron Banner. Yeah, just do that.
That would be actually great. Like if they just made Iron Banner Mayhem, I'd be okay with that.
I think a lot of us would.
I'd be okay.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun.
Because you get to make individual plays and have exciting moments. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it is insane. Man, and I hope what they take away from the popularity of Mayhem is that, we do want our power as Guardians to be amped up, and it works. Like it's not just a pipe dream that we think might work. No, the game is more fun when we have more supers, more grenades, just more power in general. It's just more fun.
Well, it's like what Bungie did is that, we didn't like one-shot kill grenades, right? So they took away the ability to one-shot, but then they also made the cooldown higher. So they kind of hit it with both things. It's like maybe you just needed to make it not one-shot hit, or you don't need to do both. You don't need to go heavy-handed on everything all the time.
It was an understandable overreaction considering the state of the game at the end of Rise of
Destiny 1. Jesus,
where all it was grenades. Like every kill you saw in the kill feed was a grenade.
Oh, I'm getting PTSD. Stop.
It was bad. But I think that's up to people at Bungie, right, to balance that and be like, okay, well, what's going to be the best for the game? Well, let's just make it not one shot. Let's make it, two shot or whatever. And show to charge. Same kind of story. They made it not one shot and gave it a long cooldown when maybe they didn't need to do both. So,
well,
and then they nerfed it again.
Yeah,
and then they nerfed it for some reason.
Got rid of that distance. Good lord, that was covering way too much.
Can't have that.
I don't know. Like the thing I enjoy about Mayhem most is I don't feel punished for playing on my own. I realize that in a team-based game you need to play towards an objective with your team, but I can't communicate with with the people on there. And I feel like I'm generally going to be served better flanking, doing something other than just standing on a point. So when I can pull off a flank and, pop a super, kill 3 people, throw a grenade at someone, and then, just actually do stuff with my Guardian. It's like, man, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. I think I played Mayhem for about 6 hours on stream. And it was all fun. And the only bullshit part is when you run against like people that are doing the Nova Bomb glitch, which we won every time because you don't actually get full points for a super kill with the Nova Bomb glitch. So hey,
yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing Mayhem. This week actually on stream I was like talking and thinking about stuff. And how would you guys feel about a dedicated 4th weapon slot? They would hear me out.
We got a question. Yeah,
hear me out.
Explain myself.
I've had this question a lot recently. Actually.
Okay. So I talked about it on stream the other day, and I realized that I personally like the double primary system. I like being able to have a hand cannon and a pulse, or like a scout rifle and a hand cannon, so on and so forth. Like I like that. I don't want that to go away. There's a lot of people that want shotguns and snipers to move into energy, and I don't think that's the right decision. But then I thought about it. I was like, what if we just always had a dedicated rocket launcher slot? So you could have your rocket launcher, and then you could have your sniper or shotgun back, and then have 2 primaries. So it's like grenade launchers, rocket launchers, and swords have a dedicated slot. And then you have shotguns, snipers, and fusion rifles. And then your 2 primaries.
I like it. It solves a problem, but also keeps... I agree with you, Tufty. I do like the double primary thing. Like, I like the customizability that brings. I do miss having a sniper or a shotgun, though, as a backup weapon. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good solution. It reminds me of Borderlands a lot. That's how it was presented in a Twitter question. And to me, it's a nice solution. They can independently control ammo to all 4 weapon types.
Yep.
So you don't have to, you don't have to share power ammo between, let's say, a rocket launcher and a sniper. They can have independent weapon or ammo. I think it solves a problem.
See, what they could do in PvE, they can make power ammo bricks, give you ammo for both. But in PvP, they could have special power ammo bricks show up that only fill up rockets, but the rest of them always fill up your shotgun or sniper.
So here's my question. Here's my question. How would you swap between all of them on the console?
Hold triangle and press the down button or something.
Works. Okay, so we're having to get rid of one of the emote slots.
No, but the emote wheel's coming. So maybe they could free up a slot on there. Or it's always, if you're holding triangle or Y, then you could press one of those buttons to go to the weapon slot that you want.
How about you could double tap triangle? You tap it once to change to your other primary. You hold it to switch to your rockets, and you double tap it to switch to your sniper.
I say they just bring longbow back, LDR, no land. Have those be special snipers that go in our other primary slot. Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be on about the same power level, truthfully. Jesus. And I was using I just tried to use sniper in PvP or in PvE. In the prestige raid, took 2 magazines to kill 1 yellow health bar enemy. 2 magazines. And that was with the Maxim, the new monarchy, which is not a low impact one by any means.
So snipers suck in Destiny 2.
Snipers are awful.
They're not good.
I'm surprised they didn't fix that.
They should just don't even bring up the power level. Just switch them to a primary weapon. Boom. Then people can snipe, and the power level.
It would feel proper for PvE. That's for damn sure. And then it would almost feel justified in PvP with how much flinch and scope sway that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's still a one-shot kill.
I know that it wouldn't work because of that.
If you're spawning with energy ammo all the time, I'm thinking of it in terms of D2 is set right now. They're not going to completely rip apart the guts of D2, but what they could do is set aside another slot and have those weapons go into there instead of being in the power ammo slot. That's possible, but completely ripping apart energy and then shaking up the balance completely, I just don't think they're ever going to do that with the way D2 is right now.
Oh no, I'm also just thinking of how many systems that would actually cause them to have to touch if they were to, if they were to add a 4th weapon slot. Okay, so you got to bring in UI elements, you got to reclassify a bunch of weapons. It's going to probably require a balance pat or sandbox balance change for all those. You're having to adjust input methods on all forms.
You're talking about a whole bunch of shit I don't care about. Make the game fun. If this makes the game fun, work on it, man. We got Sparrow Racing in Destiny 1. How much did that have? How much work had to go into that?
No idea.
I feel like towards the end of D1's life, if you were relegated to your primary, you were set up to being it was very specific. It was you either have a close range kill ability or you're going to be able to gun somebody down from a distance, but you had some spots that were very open that if you didn't have special or heavy. So I don't know. I like the two.
I like this solution.
I like the 2 primary system, and I also like the fact that energies pop shields and make things explode if you match the energy level to it. but I also want to equip a rocket and a sniper at the same time for raids.
Yeah. Or, a grenade launcher and a shotty.
Mm-hmm.
Or PvP. Or,
you can do that. You got Fighting Lion and then any shotty. What are you talking about, Brian?
That's true.
Fighting Lion.
You already got it.
Best.
Fighting Lion, man.
Yeah. Dude, he got buffed twice.
And I still don't want to use it.
I think this is an elegant solution. I think it would work because they could still control the ammo and you still keep the double primary system, which I agree with Tefty on. I really like the double primary system.
I like that stuff.
I think it's fun to be able to swap between, a submachine gun for short range and a scout rifle for long range. Like that is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys agree though that like the other some other weapons definitely need to be buffed?
Hugely.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Sniper
100%.
rifles being power ammo and being so hard to be successful with in PvP or PvE, I think is an atrocity. And so many people in Destiny 1, that was their jam, Like I love sniping, and the fact that is such a mess in Destiny 2, I think is a real weak point.
Yeah, they took away a lot of fun for a lot of people. That was the way they like to play, and now they can't really do that.
Yeah.
Do we have more patches, like more buffs coming, or like any balancing coming soon?
So I believe there's some sort of thing coming in January. They've talked about.
Yeah.
We don't know what it contains really right now, aside from some from some of the older updates that they gave us. We're working on this, targeting it for January. Targeting it for January means it might not happen in January. There is going to be a TWAB next week where they hopefully talk about stuff. That's going to be the first TWAB of the new year.
Needs to be a big one, as we've said. We're waiting.
I thought this one had to be a big one.
We keep saying that about every patch, almost, where it's like, man, this patch.
Well, they haven't talked about anything since going into 2018, right? So this will be their first chance to actually talk about what they're doing, and we need to know specifics about what are they doing. I don't, I'm not going to be mad if they don't have a specific date that it's going to happen, but I want to know that it's being worked on, and I want to know like a benchmark of when it's going to happen. They need to talk to us about some stuff.
Yeah. They got to speak up about it.
Mm-hmm. So we're coming to the close of the Dawning. We talked a lot about the Dawning. We talked a lot about Eververse, but we also talked about the Dawning when it first launched. And there are some good points to the Dawning, like Mayhem, like the snowballs in the strikes. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are anticipating we are going to get another, live event in February. Something like Crimson Days.
I think it's going to be SRL.
You think it's going to be SRL?
I really do. I think they moved SRL from the Dawning so they can have Crimson Days not be what it felt like last time. You guys remember? It was like sweaty days.
Sweaty days.
Sweaty doubles. And
the
grab your sweaty partner.
Yeah. So I don't think they want that to happen again. I think they want something that'll bring people in. I think SRL would be... Why it didn't show up here is because they want to put it there.
So they ditched the Crimson Doubles thing for the second round of Crimson Days, didn't they? Or did they not do it?
They did it. They did it once.
They did it once, yeah. Definitely was not one that you could play with your partner, a romantic partner in real life. Probably way too sweaty.
Not at all.
Too sweaty.
Oh.
Unless you're my romantic partner. Because
unless the partners sweaty themselves.
That's
sweaty
all I want is like somebody who's fucking good.
Yeah, I played with Shifty 5, so hi stream wife. Hope you're still doing well. And that was like our little meme thing. We became stream wife, stream husband because we played during Crimson Days, but that was brutal. Playing that event, like we got like 2 or 3 games, and it was fine, and then faced people running the firebolt grenades, burn on them, thorns. Like
that's right. That was like mid thorn and firebolt grenades too.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's bad when people are suiciding in the games just to try and get a go show.
Oh yeah.
Remember, that's right.
They didn't even want to play.
Slayer Age was just like, I think he discovered the fastest way was actually with Dreg's Promise because it had a ricochet or something like that. So he would just ricochet at his feet, and it's like, okay, great, let's get through this real quick.
Oh, I remember that when everyone was farming for the shells, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Chocolate shell.
Wanted to play.
Good old time.
And then like eventually Bungie was like, oh, people are doing this. That means the drop rates are kind of bad. So they gave everyone a shell at the end of it.
I ended up getting a chocolate one again. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, I never got the crimson one.
Oh, really?
I never got the pink one.
Oh.
The game, I don't play the game anymore, so I don't care.
They didn't bring your loot forward, so it doesn't matter, right?
They did not.
No. So what do you guys think? I mean, Tef, do you think it's going to be SRL? What do you guys like? What are you hoping for out of like a February event? And like, how do they kind of dig themselves out of the Eververse kind of situation they're in? Like, they can't afford to keep doing this, can they?
I think it's to be a big like backlash on them because right now people are already upset with it, and people have to get paid. We understand that they're developers, and they do what they do, but I think they have to find a really good balance on rewarding the players for playing during that event, but also giving a little bit extra for those who want it. But putting everything the way they're doing with this current event is, they can't do it again. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where, like, even though I've gotten some daunting stuff like armor and ships and stuff, I don't even want to equip it because, like, the look of it kind of makes me feel bad. Just seeing the daunting stuff just makes me feel bad about playing Destiny. That can't be like what they want the reaction to be to this, like some of the most beautiful armor in the game. And I see it, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer's going to be to Eververse stuff. It's got to be a full rehash of how they were thinking about doing Destiny 2 and all the events, right? Because everything feels so designed around Eververse, including the events, including just the game. So they need to completely redo how they go about everything.
Yeah.
Right. Eververse was pitched at one point to like kind of pay for DLC development of the game, but every time, or for the live events in the game.
Yeah.
But it seems like every live event now is just centered around
more
Eververse. Yeah. So it's like, well, this doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they bring Rumble for the lonely singles of Crimson.
Wouldn't that be something? That'd be actually a good idea. Like, hey, we got Rumble for you singles out there. Like, that'd be actually pretty cool.
It would be an
Valentine's Day? No problem. Let's go kill folk.
Mayhem Rumble.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Just put Mayhem on everything. Just
everything.
Mayhem, SLR,
Control.
SRL, racing, all of it.
Yeah.
Make Mayhem the default.
Yeah, then everything else can be called classic.
Crucible is now.
Let me Nova Bomb people while doing SRL race. All right, that'd be Mario Kart of racing. Yeah, the Mario Kart of Destiny.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Power ups and stuff in SRL.
I know a lot of people have like big love for SRL, but to me, it always felt just kind of boring. It didn't feel like a Destiny so much as just kind of like a mediocre racing game.
Yeah, after a while,
Yeah, after a bit.
Actually,
definitely.
like throwing in some Destiny flavor into there, like being able to shoot off of your Sparrow or, use some kind of super ability to, impact the race. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, before I felt that way before I did the tournament, but when I actually tried to get good somewhat, I discovered there was this like sweet spot that was pretty difficult to get into with your turns and angles. And I was actually surprised at how much control you had over your Sparrow. And that was a nice discovery. But for the most part, I absolutely agree with you. It is. I mean, it's
we
like
watched Fallout plays, right? Who had been practicing and practicing. It was really good. And, we didn't really even stand a chance against him. He was that good.
Yeah.
But I still say it was a mediocre racing game.
In a fantastic FPS.
Yeah.
I mean, that was real. That's why like a lot of us bought Destiny was FPS, and then some other aspects of the game generally entice you in, be it Sparrow Racing, be it some of the third person things that you can go into. So I like that they did Sparrow Racing because some people like that. You got to appeal to some aspects of the player base with some of the stuff that you do.
What if they took the snowball feature, turned it something that wasn't snowballs, and they had that lane in the ground during the race, so you would drive over it, pick something up, and throw it at somebody, and they'll slow down or something.
Snowballs. I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, snowballs slow them down. Fireballs like blow them up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, knock them off your Sparrow or something. I love it.
SRL Battle Royale. 100 players on SRL.
100 players racing to the middle of the map.
That's gonna have to be a big ass map, man.
No, just have it on a really small map. It'd be perfect.
Yeah. Who wants some roadkill?
Demolition Derby. Another thing about SRL is now that the best Sparrows in the game are firmly locked behind Eververse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only Sparrows. You can get like a regular green one.
You get a green one?
Yeah, they're really bad. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy that. Yeah, it's the reward progression system from Eververse was designed in such a way that once you figure it out in your head, you lose all motivation for those items.
It's funny. We went into the show like, let's just specifically not talk about Eververse today. We had the conversation, but you can't get away from it. The game is so designed around it that you cannot get away from it. You have any discussion about Destiny right now, and it just Eververse finds a way into that discussion.
Yeah.
I just want the Crimson Singles thing. That'd be cool, man.
That would be dope.
You have a broken heart ghost.
You gotta get your entry ticket from Eververse. Sorry.
Hey,
I just want Rumble. I don't care.
Here's a question.
Just give me Rumble.
Here's a question going back to the reboot talk in Destiny 2 and what they cut out, which was bringing back some of the stuff in D1 forward, and they had to like completely drop that stuff to focus on the new stuff that they're going to ship with the game. How would you guys feel if they dropped a free update with that content down the road? Let's say their comment for D2 is a big free update, and I don't think this is going to happen, but I'm just speculating right now. A big free update that brought forward a bunch of D1 type of content and a bunch of D1 weapons and systems and stuff that they couldn't put in because of time crunch.
I mean, it would have to come in free because I don't want to fucking pay again.
So instead of a big Taken King style expansion, a free big update of a D1 content.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for stuff I've already paid for multiple times over the course of Destiny 1, basically. So
I wouldn't want it, honestly. Like, I wouldn't want to wait a year just to play something we played for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So it feels like one of those updates. You know how they sometimes do one of those really big like April updates for free, or in the past they have done it. I wouldn't mind it for something like that. But if it's something we waited for and it replaces an actual like large expansion, I wouldn't be happy with it. I'd be like, all right, this is my cue to go. This is it. But it isn't like, I know it's free, but I bought Destiny 2 to play Destiny 2, and that's what I want. I want Destiny 2, and I don't mind it being free if it's from an update, but I don't want it to replace what would have been new content.
Mm-hmm. With the way the Eververse store kind of funds the game, like I kind of feel like we should get in DLCs for free anyway.
Yeah. In a way.
With it so focused on Eververse, it's like, we talked about it before where in D1, you still had plenty of stuff to do outside of Eververse. There was just some Eververse stuff in there. And then D2 comes along and all the cool stuff, for the most part, is behind Eververse.
Yeah.
So having the DLC plus such a big focus on Eververse is where we start getting these problems because we don't have anything to do in the game. Mm-hmm. It's all in Eververse.
They put in Eververse. And nobody earning XP at it. Insanely low rate is not fun.
Nope. And then getting an RNG thing.
Yeah.
So what was up with that? Didn't they fix it? They took supposedly they talked about the XP system being whatever it was, and didn't they fix that? Why does it still feel the same once you hit those 3 free engrams?
So it was bugged with the way that they were they had gates.
Quote unquote bugged.
Yeah, it was bugged in the sense that the way they gated how much XP you earned from events was not working supposedly as they intended. But their actual leveling process for a whole engram, without the well-rested buff, is insanely huge.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they just then double the amount you needed to get
basically
from the XP?
Yeah, so it didn't change anything.
Basically,
not really.
It was semantics.
Wow.
We haven't seen any updates to the XP thing since it's had that change, basically. So
yeah. I don't think we will.
Yeah. Yeah, so nobody wants to spend time killing enemies just to earn a random loot box that's going to give you nothing you want. Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
Yeah, we want to work towards it. We want to have things that we can see that we could then work towards getting. Mm-hmm. Not just, I'm going to get this thing and maybe it has a thing that I want in it. I don't know. I want a way to work towards stuff that I want. I don't just want to see it in a random loot box.
There's only been a few things that have happened in D2 so far. One of the first ones was Antiope D. That was a hard chase.
Yeah.
Tough to get that. A lot of the exotics were easy to get because of the way engrams were handed out in the beginning of the game. Mm-hmm. The other one that I'm finding that a lot of people don't have and are not aware of is Midnight Coup, because I'm sure a lot of people stopped raiding.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go for the coup shaming.
I just
Midnight
got the
coup
weapon.
Shaming.
I just got it.
Did you? Congratulations. Mine's masterworked with reload. Has over 6,000 kills on it.
Oh wow!
Way to one up
me, Taps. Way to one up me.
Just thought you should know. Mine's a seasoned, well-proven Midnight Coup.
I have 50,000 kills.
I've been running the raid multiple times per week now, in search of Midnight Coup, and still don't have it. Finally got Alone as God.
Shafted.
Finally got the sniper, but
no coup.
No Midnight Coup.
Still searching for that Midnight Coup.
One of, if not the most rare gun that drops out of that raid.
That's what I hate about this type of system, where you just sometimes you get it, sometimes you get on your first
but
run.
It's something to chase for. As soon as you get that coup, what's your motivation to play the raid?
No, Midnight
What's
Coup basically
weird
is
is
my
the
motivation
drop
to
rate.
raid.
Yeah, there you go. You need it. But what's weird is like why does the Midnight Coup have an insanely low drop rate, whereas like other things have what's deciding these drop rates from raid weapons?
It's a really good weapon.
Make it exotic, then it makes sense.
Right?
It feels like it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the only reason to do the raid. So I'm glad it's there, and I'm glad it's hard to get, because otherwise I have no motivation.
You know what your motivation is after you get it?
What's that? Masterwork?
Flaunt it. No, you show it off.
Get the masterwork.
Tweet me a
then
picture
you need to
of
get
it.
the kills on the masterwork.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm over 6,000 kills on my masterwork now. My coup. It's been putting in work. Outlaw, Rampage, 150 RPM archetype hand cannon.
150 is my favorite.
I'll take another.
Does Dim allow me to track the amount of kills I have on this thing? Oh.
Do you use it in PvP as well?
I have, yeah. I enjoy it in PvP also. Yeah.
I can't get past. What's the new one that you get from the Forge? The new 150.
Oh, Jack Queen King.
Oh god, I love that gun in PvP.
Yeah, that's a great gun. Yeah, that hits really nice. Sometimes it'll have a weird sight line thing that happens with the sights, but for the most part, yeah. For me, every now and then it's weird.
I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, that's a great hand cam.
That and the Antiope are my combination in PvP.
Nice.
I love going in there. Like
the new Trials Pulse has been really nice as a midnight.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, Darkest
It's really, really good.
Really, really good.
I use it for PvE.
I've got it.
Well.
I haven't tried it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's actually really fun in PvE.
I've been using the new Trials auto rifle in PvE, and I've been liking that because the more kills you get, the bigger the magazine is on the next reload. So it just feels like you fire it.
Cool. I've never tried it in PvE.
It's not good against bosses, but great against mobs.
I have a Masterwork sitting in my vault. That one I was thinking about dismantling. Just because
it's fun. Try it out before you dismantle it.
Just in case you get another Midnight Coup, but it's not Masterworks hefty.
You dual wield them.
What's your guys' record for Masterworks in one day?
1.
Oh.
What? For real?
Maybe I've had a day with 2, but I think I've gotten 7 of them since the system launched.
Really?
When I was just turning in like my crap ton of tokens in Trials, I got
same. I got a lot from Trials.
Yeah, I got 6.
I didn't do Trials last week, and I haven't been doing a lot of raiding. So the rewards I'm getting are from the gunsmith and from doing Mayhem, because that's basically what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks is just playing Mayhem.
I think my record for one day is 13.
13?
That's pretty close to what I got.
I got 6 in a row from Trials, and then I went to the gunsmith, and he was like, Masterwork.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. I forgot he would actually give you that. I had like 2,000 weapon parts chilling, so we have to go hit him up.
Oh yeah,
he'll be stingy for a bit. Then he might pop a few.
Are you worthy of this?
Yeah.
Are you worthy of the masterwork?
Be like, hey, Guardian.
If you guys could have any job that is currently occupied in the tower, what job would you want?
Eververse, give me the money. Eververse is rolling.
But your days are numbered.
Yeah, right.
Are they?
Somebody's gonna kill you.
They gotta be.
Likes you.
They gotta be numbered.
Maybe
somebody is pushing you off of that tower, Watts.
Someone's gonna we're gonna leave before it gets violent. We're gonna leave with all the silver.
I'll be that one guy who walks around with a tablet who acts like he's doing something, but not. That's a good job.
Bump into him once in a while.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Who would I want to be in the tower? I want to be Lewis.
Who's Lewis?
Are you talking about the bird?
The bird? Come on.
But you don't vibrate.
Every now and then you get like the jitters, you know? You could bring that back.
We don't do that anymore.
You don't do it anymore.
You could bring it back. If you're Lewis, you could bring it back.
Tefty's bringing it back, 2018.
Bring back the jitters. Then you could fly away. Be like, deuces.
That's what I think every hawk is saying as soon as it takes off. Deuces.
Mm-hmm.
You could fly into Tessa's booth, drop some
bird shit on her.
Yeah, bird dookies. Maybe peck some eyeballs and then bounce.
You're gonna shit all over those Dawning Ingrams.
These are unsanitary. You got it. This got to close. This operation's got to go.
Call the health department on Eververse. Is it time to do Twitter questions?
It might be.
So.
You know, I think it's about that time in the podcast.
All right, let me bring them up.
You guys have like a theme song, like a Twitter question theme song?
We should throw a thing on the screen.
Until now,
Oh, we used to do an ad read, which I could like try to ad lib something.
Do an ad lib right now. Let's go.
I could try to ad lib something about these awesome Scuff gaming controllers that we all use when we play console, and sometimes even on PC, because it allows us to use more than just our thumbs to control the game. You know, you can also, have paddles to bind stuff to, so then I can jump and shoot at the same time.
What? You can jump and shoot?
Or crouch and shoot, which is the popular thing.
Mines? And
you can dismantle mines, yes, while shooting and getting reses. So
rezzing and shooting is actually really fucking handy.
Yeah, so, Scuff gaming controllers, if you want to get one for yourself, scuffgaming.com and use code DCP for, it's like 5% off, I think.
Lots of money off.
You get money off.
Free.
Yeah.
You get money off, and then that money allows us to, like, pay Ash.
This is the woman who wanted to be Eververse talking to you right now.
Perfect.
Donald Ennett says, if I see anyone drinking a beer out of a bottle tonight, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Pour it in a glass, for Christ's sake.
What?
We'll do. Wow. You got it, sir.
It tastes great out of the bottle, though, right? No?
I mean,
why dirty a glass?
Why dirty a glass? You get to smell it more when it's in a glass, and then it gets you get to hit more of those notes with it. But I'm not exactly.
I'm pretty sure the oxygen gets to have a party with it in the in the glass if you pour it a certain way, and then the flavor gets enhanced.
Carbon dioxide release more too, so it's not. It doesn't give you an upset stomach.
But I ain't gonna shame no bottle drinkers.
Right? Well, I brought 3 of them up. When I was supposed to bring 3 glasses too. Huh. Not reusing a glass like a fucking
lot of
savage.
Dishes, man. That's some carbon footprint you're increasing right there,
right?
With all that extraness that you're doing.
Have some love for the environment, Donald.
Gotta sneak that one in.
Sure that adds up.
Misfit says, thoughts on what Jason Schreier said about Destiny 2's development. Based on that, it's fair to say Bungie is to blame for the current state of the game and not Activision. It really makes me sad to think like this.
Maybe we should reference the Planet Destiny podcast. What was that?
Right?
That we talked
episode
about
like 32.
Somewhere around there. D2 is getting rebooted in the life cycle.
I mean, a lot of people do like to blame Activision for the microtransactions in Destiny. But when you listen to what Jason Schreier has to say about it, where it was basically Bungie's idea to add the Eververse because they couldn't keep up with the pace of DLC and they couldn't make that extra revenue selling DLC
to pay their employees.
Solution. Hey, man, like it's a business, right? Like I understand that, but this decision is definitely getting supported on the backs of their fans.
I mean, if you're going to blame Activision for anything, you could blame them more for demanding when things get released, when they're not ready. Whereas if Bungie was like independent, they'd be like, guys, it's not ready. We're going to put it off. Whereas Activision's like, no, you got to hit
forward to the release of Destiny 1 in 2020.
Yeah. We'd still be super excited. But I don't think you can put as much blame on Activision as people do. I know they want to believe that Bungie is like the golden child.
People want to have a good guy to root for, and they're like, oh, you always want to be like, oh no, it's not their fault. It's something else. At some point, you're gonna fuck up in life, and you gotta take the blame for it. And
But here's the good guy. There's a lot of good guys at Bungie who have amazing ideas. And girls who work very, very hard. Root for those people. Bungie as a company, I don't freaking know. It's managed by people who don't really work on the game. Right. But yeah, root for all the hardworking developers.
Root for people who are trying to make the thing that they want to make.
The thing cool.
And
I root for the guy who put the fossils on IO because I want to know more about those goddamn fossils.
Yeah, I want to know more about that guy.
Those are really cool.
What does he know? He knows.
Right? Does he like sushi? Does he like beer? Does he only drink it out of a bottle?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man.
Josh Eddy says, if you were brand new to PC gaming, what would your first game be and why?
Oh, you can get Solitaire. It's already like on
World of Warcraft.
Getting over it.
Patty.
Play Getting Over It.
You just recommend Solitaire as the first PC game somebody should try?
Dude, imagine it's so low cost.
Isn't there like a Magic the Gathering card system on PC?
Oh yeah, there is Magic, but like Solitaire was actually first put on computers to get people to like get accustomed to interacting using a mouse.
Patty.
Oh, Captain Patty.
Oh, Patty.
Oh, we've fallen from the rum bottle.
I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna start shuffling my Magic cards and playing my basically Solitaire version.
Taking his headphones off and putting different headphones on and just listening to music for the entire
question. Oh my gosh. Why not play Destiny 2 on PC?
It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
I mean, it really controls well too on PC.
It's super on PC.
Doom, I think Doom 2016 is an amazing first purchase because you can play on easy and get used to mouse and keyboard controls, playing against the enemies. But you can do that. I mean, playing the campaign in Destiny 2, I feel like is pretty easy. Like it's gonna get you pretty used to mouse and keyboard.
Well, I got an answer.
Yeah.
You should jump into League of Legends. Only solo, so you get accustomed to the toxicity of the internet. And then after a little while, it won't bother you anymore.
Or you could be a true gamer and beat Getting Over It.
True.
No, that's another.
I haven't bought that game yet.
No.
I'm nervous.
Are you trying to destroy your PC?
Right.
Fortnite is free.
If you like buying mice often.
Fortnite is free.
Fortnite is free.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Try it out.
Yeah, if you want to see if the battle royale type modes are for you, hop into Fortnite, see what you think.
Mm-hmm. The PvE is becoming free soon too, as well.
Oh right,
yeah.
Oh
really?
2018,
Yep. It's free to play. It's very soon.
Yeah, they say they're adding more to that PvE too.
They're probably just gonna go microtransactions. Like so many people love the game and want to buy the skins and stuff. That
spent $25 on it today.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, supporting microtransactions in games for a game that was free to play. And
oh wow!
Still gross.
First question: who do you think you are?
Second question:
what gives you the right?
It's my money, and I need it now.
Rhetorical, Patty. Thank you very much. It's rhetorical.
Patty wanted to be a permanent girl in Fortnite. Okay.
Because I play better as a girl. Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't know why. Just it happens. Okay.
I understand. I would like to change my PUBG character to a girl because I feel like it's a slimmer character and it hides behind trees better.
Exactly.
Sweaty.
Yeah, totally. David C. says, now that we're near the end of it, do you feel like the Dawning was a meaningful addition to the game?
Mayhem was.
I feel like it was meaningful for the community, honestly. I feel like it was meaningful for more than just the game itself, but to really get the attention of Bungie and give our thoughts to maybe be something meaningful, because sometimes you have to have something, quote unquote bad for good to happen. So that's just the way I see it. Like it comes, like you guys said earlier, it comes with its good, but I feel like what's going to really stand out when we talk about the Dawning 2 years from now is the Eververse stuff and the bad stuff that hopefully shaped it in a good way in the future.
Yeah.
It's a good perspective, honestly.
On episode, I predict on episode 66 of the Anthem Community Podcast, we'll do a little callback.
That's funny. Yeah, I think that's a good perspective to have, honestly, because
I like it.
The feedback is very important right now, and They don't need to be screamed at, but they just need the feedback from players telling them how they actually feel when they play their game, and not in a emotionally traumatized way, but in a respectful, hey, this is what's wrong with the game right now when you play it. And us talking about Eververse, saying the issues, is hopefully something down the road that we'll be able to be like, hey, that remember when Eververse was basically the end game? Wow. Can't believe we played
knee
that.
Slapper.
Yeah, knee slapper.
Maximilian Tutty says, I love that name, Maximilian Tutty. That's a name you can respect.
Yeah.
So now PC has been out for months. Has it divided the community as some feared?
No.
You're gonna have
people just stopped playing on PC and there's no one there anymore. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's divided the community.
I don't think it's divided at all. Like it hasn't. No one feels differently about each other because they're playing on a specific platform. I know a lot of people who still find the time to play on both platforms, or actually console and PC. But if anything, it's added more. And people were always afraid of these quote unquote hacks coming out of the blue for the PC version, where if we want to be technical, all of the glitches that affected the game negatively were on console so far. Mm-hmm. And the only thing the PC version has gotten were just like hiccups with the game itself and how it runs. But in terms of community, I haven't noticed any sort of split or dividing at all. If anything, there's more people to come together.
Yeah, I'll say what's difficult to tell about that with that question is that what's divided the community is Eververse in the end game and the problems right now. So to see whether or not PC has caused, like, the numbers are still reflective of each other. Like PS4 still has the most, along with Xbox being about 10% less, and then the PC community being very small in comparison to those two. Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward 6 months to a year and then see where things are at once they've hopefully recovered stuff.
The game is dividing it more than the community itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, for sure.
Anecdotally, I have had some issues interpersonally. I've heard anecdotally of other people having some issues where people are kind of hurt that, you switched over to PC and now you don't play with me anymore. And that's caused some hurt feelings. And like, it hasn't been an awesome transition for some people who, they see how cool the PC version looks and they have a bunch of friends they used to play with all the time who moved over to the PC version. And it can be hard to get those people to come back to the PS4 or the Xbox, and that's been a bit of an issue for some people.
But I feel like it's more so that they either went to PC or they are playing Fortnite or something else.
Yeah, that's the bigger thing. When I look at my friends list, it's not that people are not playing on console or PC. It's that they're just not playing.
Not playing.
People just don't want. Yeah, like so many people I played with that we played Destiny 1 together, like all the time. We played Destiny 2 for a little bit. Now they don't play anymore.
Lots of clans are kind of just drying up because nobody plays in the clans anymore.
I wish that Discord would implement a calendar feature, because a lot of my friends used to play just Destiny. So we didn't, we'd kind of flow in and out of fire teams. But now that more people are playing Fortnite or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or this game or that game, all those friendships and those relationships that I built up for years playing with these guys in Destiny, I would like to continue those friendships. But, I don't know who's playing and when. So it'd be nice to have almost like a calendar feature in like Discord where you could you can make like appointments to play with your friends. Like, oh, well, we're getting a team together to play PUBG on Monday night. So, sign up on Monday night if you want to do that. Similar to cool. How the 100.io works for Destiny, but you can do it for like any game you want to play. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind that. I think that's actually really a good idea. And I think the way Discord is, they listen to their community really well, and they bring in a lot of cool features. So they're already doing it to where you can see what your friends are playing. They can join you playing Fortnite. It says you're playing Fortnite. Yeah. They have one slot open. You can join them from Discord. So that'd be a really cool idea. And have like maybe it pings specific people who want to be pinged for that specific thing.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool.
You have like your PUBG like list that maybe you have like 8 friends who all play PUBG, and if you make an appointment to play PUBG on Monday, it pings all those people to say, hey,
yeah,
Briar Rabbit wants to play PUBG on Monday. Would you like to play?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I'd like that.
Sounds good.
Fortune says, Ab, can you convince Tefty to play Undertale?
Fortune.
Undertale's a good game.
So you guys have you played? You haven't played Undertale?
No,
FT. That's okay because I just started it and I haven't gone back to it.
Is it?
I played like an hour of it. It's cool. It starts like for me. It started like it starts off really slow, and the gameplay is different compared to what you expect. But I just haven't, I guess, invested enough time. So at this moment, I'm not going to tell you to play it because I honestly don't have an opinion formed on it. But I'm going to do what the community wants and tell you to play The Witcher 3.
There you go.
How am I gonna play a Netflix television show on stream? I'll get banned.
Oh, you got me. The copyrights and stuff. Oh, forgot.
Got it.
I don't know. That guy played a UFC fight on stream.
He did. He was pretending to control the characters. Oh my gosh, that was great.
Fucking brilliant.
Played a UFC fight.
Yeah.
These graphics are insane.
He had a controller, yeah.
I wish I could remember his name because he deserves a shout out.
UFC guy, we remember you.
Jimbo Moore says, do you like to grind and have a complete set of armor, or do you mix and match? Also, do you like to have the same shader on the armor and the weapons?
Depends.
Depends on the look. My hunter, it's like all golden. I think golden trace, like it's the black carbon fiber shader available from Eververse, and then just like a bunch of other whatever makes the gun look cool. After that, but then my Titan is a golden god. I have all the raid layer armor on it, so you just look like the Onion Knight.
Oh,
have
that armor though.
I don't want to sound too cocky, but I think I have the prettiest warlock out of any player in Destiny.
Talk to me.
100%.
Really?
100%. So I'm rocking. I mix and match it sometimes, so I'll switch it to where I have like the Iron Banner helmet with the horns. I'll wear, what is the chest piece called? It was just introduced for this DLC where when you place a rift, it releases like a shockwave around it. You know what that's called?
Whoa.
Five legendary shards.
Oh. It looks nice. So
it's called.
All right, my end game is Eververse.
Somehow I'm not wearing Affinity Aspects.
Yeah.
No, when I'm playing seriously, I'm either wearing Affinity Aspects or I'm running really fast, Sonic fast. But when I'm just chilling doing,
you don't mix your visual look with your serious look also.
I used to, but I don't take it that serious anymore. So it's like I want to look good, and if I need to change it up for trials or raids, I'll go ahead and go for what's the best I need to go for it spec wise. But I want to look good, all right? My end game is looking good, Tafty. You gotta
look good
right?
while you're playing.
I gotta look good.
You gotta look good while you're playing, man.
So I got that going on. I got the trials boots with the ornaments on them, the flawless boots. And for the arms, I have the raid arms, like the really pretty Sombra fingernails. And for the shader, I have that new Vex white and gold shader.
Oh,
and it just makes everything look so good.
It's like Vex chromatic or something like that.
Chromatic, yeah.
It is so a very good look. That's how I have my hunter right now, and it looks fantastic.
And by the way, that chest piece saves lives during the new raid layer when you're surrounded by a lot of Vex, and you get your rift back super fast.
I never die, so it never really comes in handy for me.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm always like devouring and like hitting. I'm always hitting crits with my Midnight Coup and procking Devour all the time, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, no one said I'm dying. I'm just saying I got to rip for the homies who want to play hunters and not have recovery. So,
but at that point, you just got to let them know they got to get good, right?
You want to be
me? They reduced the reliance on recovery in that update. Like my hunter has gone maxed out. I got 10 mobility on my hunter now, and hunter has become my favorite in the game to play right now. I feel so fast. I feel like I can strafe back and forth so quickly that people just have such a hard time hitting me with their mouse and keyboard because there's no aim assist, or most people aren't playing with aim assist. Oh my God. I love my 10 mobility hunter now. And he looks awesome with the new Crucible ornaments, the Crucible armor with ornaments.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty.
And that Vex chromatic shader. Oh, my God, he looks amazing. I use the chest piece that gives me shade step more often. So I'm also often invisible, so you never even see how good I look.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have gotten into my 10 mobility hunter in a big way.
See, for me, I think Devour Warlock still is the best, hands down. but I have definitely warmed up to Hunter. My Hunter.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm only a golden gun though. I tend to main subclasses instead of like a class or something like that. I'm never a tether. I'm never a meme strider. I'm always Devour Warlock. I'm always a Titan Striker. So
Devour Warlock is the way to go on Warlock. It's so much fun to have Blink and Devour and the Rift and Ophidian aspects. Like it doesn't feel like you have a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Except for maybe no radar after you blink. That could be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That can get me into trouble sometimes.
I feel like that stuff wasn't even I don't feel like that changes your experience of PvE in a good way at all. Like for PvP, I understand why your UI and stuff would go away for a second, but for PvE, it's like why? Like why? Like, oh, I lost track of the 50 enemies in front of me on my radar. Oh no! Like, I feel like it's really unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also done a seasonal look for all my characters. So for season 2,
interesting.
Yeah, I have a season 2 look for my Titan, Warlock, and Hunter. That's season 2. Once season 3 hits, I'm gonna completely revamp it. New shaders, new armor pieces, all that. Yep.
My Titan's got almost a full set of Iron Banner gear that I put a blue shader on, so it's got gold, like gold is the raised part and the blue is the background of all that, like kind of, I don't know, is it called filigree or like that ornamentation on the Iron Banner armor? That looks pretty regal.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks like a pretty good dude.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
high
looking
up dude.
forward to the Iron Banner ornaments because I've inspected them on my Hunter bit and I'm like, ooh, looks like it might look pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Ian Guest says, if you could use only one primary forever from Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 for PvE and PvP, would it be and why? Is it Fatebringer and Hawkmoon?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, oh, Fatebringer or Hawkmoon.
What season, though?
At their most powerful.
Is it all at their most powerful?
At most powerful?
Well, obviously.
At their most powerful. Yeah.
Year 1. I don't know, man. The last word is just so much fucking fun, though.
The last word is a very fun weapon.
PvE
Yeah,
also?
not for PvE.
Oh, you'll be fine.
You're going to run out of ammo
PvE.
all the time.
I mean, I got another primary.
Fatebringer, 100%. Year 1, Fatebringer.
Sword.
That gun was fucking good.
She just comes on.
Whoa. Remember Thorn the first 3 months or so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Had like 6 rounds in the mag.
Yeah.
What about
Reloaded.
that Suros?
Reloaded about as fast as Drake's Promise.
I remember complaining about that gun. It's like, man, this thing reloads really slow, but
PvE
if you hit those 2 shots, it's pretty good. It could probably use a stability bump, and they buffed the reload and the stability and the magazine size.
Yeah, they put like 9 bolts in there or something, right?
But 9. It went from 6 to
A
9.
little. What did we say before? Heavy-handed with.
Heavy-handed. It was a heavy-handed buff. Quite possibly one of the only heavy-handed buffs that has ever existed in Destiny, I think.
In history.
Maybe they just wanted to shine a light on it. Do a little spotlight.
I mean, it went from good to just, oh shit.
Yeah. Everybody's using this thing all the time.
I'm going to go with Mytho class when it first was put in people's hands.
Damn.
That was badass.
Yep.
It was pretty
That's
crazy.
the one.
That was badass. I mean, if I could be the only one running around with the pew pew laser cannon that we were running around in trials with a couple weeks ago,
Prometheus lens.
I mean, I'd be doing some paid trials carries, I think, for $95.
$95
You just
carry?
run through
Oh my god.
$95 count recovery?
95, I bump it up. That is a 100% success rate. And fast.
Those are some expensive ornaments if you think about it.
Right?
That'll get you 1 piece of armor from Eververse.
Yeah.
Solid says, if you had to choose between random weapon rolls or the primary special and heavy weapon system, what would you pick?
Oh, fucking Christ. Primary special heavy. I'd rather have the way that we get weapons now, at least in terms of you got the weapon, cool. I'd rather have that than random rolls anymore.
Random rolls to me were incredibly frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would spend an entire year going after a roll, and I play a lot of fucking Destiny, and never get it. I never got like that roll on an LDR. Never got it. Never got it on the Luna, the IS Luna. I play a lot of fucking Destiny and like to just never got it. What was the Fatebringer 2.0 that was released with Rise of? Never got that.
I deleted that one during Guardian Con.
Like people say they like random rolls, and I'm not gonna say no, you didn't like it. Well, kind of, but like there are so many frustrating aspects. Yeah, when you got the thing that you wanted, great, but that could happen in one game or never. Yeah. So, like, I mean, I think people enjoyed the fact that it was more personal of a weapon. Yeah. Like, this is my role. It didn't have to be the god role, but it was my role.
Yep.
And that was what people remembered more.
I think that's really what it comes down to, because in reality, the best weapons were already set roles, like a Genesis Chain or a Fatebringer or Black Hammer. I mean, those were
a Hawkmoon
or Hawkmoon, the exotics, all set roles. Like none of them were random. All the best guns in the game essentially were locked roles, but those random roles gave people, like you said, that personal. This is my.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
What was that scout rifle you always got?
Oh, the.
I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I had triple tap on it, right?
Yeah, let me just hit this button right here and go back in time to Holtzmann on PlayStation. Thank you, Destiny Item Manager.
Millions of these scout rifles with all these different roles.
Yeah.
If they ever allow us to change our names on PSN, I really hope you change it to Patty.
No. It was not like the others.
Not like the others.
That was it.
Not like the others has what was underdog. Or
it was crowd control, perfect balance, and Firefly.
Oh, okay, that's the one.
I think
that was your role.
Slate. It's slating people.
Oh yeah,
it was like,
it was amazing. I remember watching you work with that thing. It was an incredible role.
I think random rolls is a band-aid fix to a bigger problem we have in Destiny 2. Yeah, bringing back random rolls is just it'll give you something to chase. Sure, is it the best option? No, they can do better, and they should do better.
Exactly. That's what I think too.
Yeah, I agree with her if they bring it back. But like, I would prefer, like, I love the random rolls because I love games like Borderlands. Like, I love random stuff in Destiny. But I do agree with all of your guys' points when it comes to all that stuff. And what Watts just said, how it being just a band-aid to it. If they bring it back like that, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What's the name of your clan, Patty? Celerity?
Are those the paid carries, guys? Sol? Isn't that's the guy?
Sol? Is it
Sol?
Oh,
wait, that's Solace.
Nick, please make note in the audio editing that I am not actually responding to the name Patty anymore. So if there's awkward silences,
but it's
my real question is,
what's that, Patty? You were saying something to the mic?
You just have to say Captain Patty.
Yeah.
That's
my real question is, are you the founder, and who do I have to talk to have the name changed of your clan to Patty's clan?
That would be Cleet. Cleet would be the one that could change
That's what we need.
It'd be
Patty's Scallywag.
It'd be Patty's ship or Patty's vessel.
That is kind of a shitty moment when your clan Solarity gets associated with a paid trials account recovery clan as well, because the names are so similar.
They're very similar.
They have the same tags too.
They do.
I thought that was you.
Secretly on his other account, he's running
other account.
I mean, he used to do it in World of Warcraft. I just assumed
falling on hard times. YouTube. We're in January now. YouTube ads aren't going to pay shit. Basically we're getting by on Twitch subs, so gotta make ends meet. Got to go start selling $95 trials account recoveries.
Right.
People get worked up about Eververse and everything, which they rightly deserve to be so. But holy shit, how come we can't raise a stink so much that Bungie or Blizzard, someone has to do something about fucking account recoveries in a game? Anyway, I'm just trying to direct the community's outrage towards a thing that's definitely should be.
It's ruining the trials
highlighted.
Experience. It's not great. Although also people not playing.
People
that's
not playing.
Really what's ruining the trials experience is that there's 4 people playing and they're all on your team.
Yeah. Honestly, as long as there's no actual stat tracking that is in game for a ranking system, then the whole account recovery thing is like, well, if people want to pay it, then fine, whatever. But at this point, it's to get like some ornaments.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
You could buy so many loot boxes with them.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my god.
So many.
I could buy a box of magic cards.
I could buy like a chess piece for my warlock.
There you go.
You could have like a really delicious steak dinner.
I haven't had steak dinner in so long either.
Or get your Trials ornament with no effort. What do you choose?
Yeah, and a
that's
possible
pretty hard to
someone
choose.
stealing your account. Possibly.
Every time you see that Trials ornament too, you'll be thinking, I didn't really earn this.
It was good money.
Excuse me. I paid money for this. That's how I earned it. But I'm totally gonna say that I did it, and I have all the skill required
in your heart,
to get it.
No, you know. Yeah. You can't fool yourself on this one, buddy. Can't do it. Agam says, we saw Trials and Iron Banner shut down for Destiny 1 in order to migrate the entire player base over to Destiny 2. Could you ever see Bungie taking this one step further by shutting down Destiny servers completely?
No.
Wait, what?
If not now, when Destiny 3 inevitably releases, thanks, love the podcast.
Wait, what do they mean by
shut down Destiny 1?
Oh, shut down Destiny 1 servers when Destiny 3 comes out?
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen until there is 20 people playing Destiny.
Yeah.
91. Yeah.
Even then,
you still buy
how much
silver?
can it cost to keep a server that's open for 20 people?
Can you still buy silver in Destiny 1?
And
like
sure you can.
I'm
yeah.
sure.
I don't know,
why would they
probably
cut that
when
out?
the amount of money that the game is generating via whatever like is less than the the upkeep of the servers.
Yeah, there would have to be some actual like data reason, like just nobody playing it literally.
It will get shut down at some point in time. It absolutely will.
I would imagine though it's going to be a long time from now because they're going to want people to be able to like go back and check out Destiny 1 unless they bring back Destiny 1 into like a game like Destiny 2.
Remastered
they
version.
Unless they do something like that. Like I can't imagine them shutting that down until they're done with like the Destiny series.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a long time before they shut that stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should all go back and play Destiny 1 sometime.
Ooh.
I'd imagine too that like as the player base shrinks, like they could spin down servers and like have those servers be running Destiny 2 or Destiny 3 or whatever. Do you guys think there is going to be a Destiny 3?
Yes.
I don't freaking know.
Of course
Probably.
there's going to. Of course there's going
Probably.
to.
It's one of these things where I don't want there to be a Destiny 3. I want them to just continue building this universe. But in 4 or 5 years, there's probably going to be a Destiny 3.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like 2 years down the road, Destiny 3.
My guess is that they're probably contractually bound to
do another sequel?
I don't know. I mean,
here's the problem.
We don't know anything about that contract.
Here's the problem.
Right? The Activision contract.
Come Destiny 3, I would be extremely surprised if no company at that point still has not put in serious competition towards Destiny. That would be a shock.
There's nothing on the horizon right now, right?
There's Anthem. Okay.
Anthem's
why would you
not
invest?
Really, it though.
No,
I mean,
why would you?
Person? It's not a first person shooter. Like, there's not gonna be any PvP.
Why would you invest the time into developing a game that would take on Destiny, which is like a really hard formula to get right, as Bungie has kind of shown? Why would you do that when you just make a fucking battle royale game, which has a pretty successful formula at this point?
Yeah. That's a phase though. Like, obviously there's battle royale craze going on right now, but I don't think
battle royale is the new MOBA.
It's not going to be like 10 battle royales that are extremely successful to the level of PUBG. It's going to level out. What doesn't exist right now is a World of Warcraft level first-person looter shooter.
Well, Borderlands 3, maybe?
Maybe.
Could that be the kind of...
They don't screw it
up.
I
hope so.
The problem is that Borderlands are fun games, but they don't handle and perform and play nearly as well as a Bungie shooter. It's night and day as to how a gun shoots in Borderlands compared to Destiny.
And I think they know that also. And I think that's why, at least I hope, that they've been working on it.
Same.
Yeah. I feel like Battleborn was a big tech demo that also turned into a game that became Stillborn. And then they're going to take all that. I know, the Stillborn joke. And then they're going to take all that tech and put it into Borderlands 3. And what I hope is that they're going to look at these things that are happening with like Division and Destiny and so on and so forth, and have some actual end game content that isn't just killing a raid boss. Because it was like, go for it, Versus.
I was going to say, because for you guys who played Borderlands 2, they had like a really small PvP thing where you melee your friend, they melee you back, you start fighting. If they ever want to incorporate some more other form of PvP, I feel like they could do it. I feel like there's potential there for them to do something. I personally don't care if they have PvP or not, because I play those games with the intention for PvE. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you. There's no way they're making this game and they're going to ignore the success of Destiny and ignore what it's done. There's 100%. No way you can ignore that. So they're going to take those, they're going to learn from it, they're going to put their own twist to it to make sure it's Borderlands, and hopefully it's what we all want. Hopefully it makes people like shake in terms of makes Bungie want to do better, makes people making Anthem want to make sure it's the best it could be, and just for everyone.
Yeah.
Ransack says
that's one of those silences you can edit out, Nick, by the way.
Ransack says, what actions could Bungie take to simplify the mod selection for our sanity? One example could be making the Paragon mods not subclass specific.
Agreed. Not making them subclass specific. But I think what people want to know what mod can go into what without seeing every single mod and having to like go over it. So it should be when you highlight over a mod slot in your armor, you can see which ones can go in it, whether you have them or not. It would be like grayed out.
Yeah,
because then I could go, okay, I know I can get this mod. And
there's so much in Destiny 2 that's not explained like that, where you just have to try and figure it out outside of the game.
I would also like it to be better visually represented what exactly a mod does, like in its graphic. So that I don't have to mouse over each mod to see exactly what it is. Like this is only for this specific subclass and it does this specific thing. I'd like that to be all that information is in that little icon, so I can immediately recognize what that is. And I do think they need to simplify, like he says, with not being subclass specific and maybe not being armor specific. Maybe you get a kinetic loader and you can use it on any piece of armor. But I think ultimately what they need to do is make them more interesting and more powerful, so that you really feel like it's a big deal to get one.
So I think two things adding onto that. I actually don't mind them having differences of the kinetic reload on different types of armor, those being split up. The problem is that you have to deal with the minutia of managing these garbage mods, and that's super annoying. So
you don't have nearly enough room for
them. There is no room for all these mods and then all these transmat effects and so on and so forth. It's a horrible design. They need to take it straight out of Warframe and allow you to have an infinite number of mods stack up in there. So you can just keep on collecting mods, because they're mods. They're mod components. Like, do you really just need 50 slots for transmats and mod components and all that? Like, it makes no sense. Just have them be infinite, and then just like Pat said, you can see the ones that you don't have grayed out, and then you can just keep on collecting mods. So you don't have this ridiculous mod management thing that happens. You go to your postmaster, you're like, oh, what I need to clear out? I guess I'll delete this transmat effect, delete some of these Paragon ones I'm never going to use, and then I make some more space, and yada yada yada. It's a poor design right now.
Yeah. The whole vault system is a poor design.
I'd also like mods to make sense, like things that make me faster. Put it on my pants. Just putting that out there.
Things that make me reload faster.
On my arms.
Yep.
Yeah. I do like being able to switch up because I like when I'm not on my Warlock, I like to have kinetic and energy reload speed. And you can do that by having it on both your arms and your chest, which I like.
I just go for straight kinetic reload. I want my kinetic weapon to reload as fast as possible.
Fitting aspects.
Yeah.
Does that hit a max if you have like 2 kinetic mods and you put a fitting aspects? Is there like does it not go up any higher because of a fitting aspects, or will those mods actually change anything?
Don't know. But you could definitely measure it with high FPS. No, you can. I mean, if you think about it, on 30 FPS, it'd be harder to measure. But with high FPS, you can actually measure the slight differences if they exist.
Frosty S says, what emote would you like to have seen return in Destiny 2? Personally, I would have liked to see a moonwalk emote. I don't remember any of the Destiny 1 emotes anymore.
Yeah. I remember dabbing.
Dab. Okay.
I feel like I only remember dabbing. I can't remember anything else.
You have like the Thriller dance.
Michael Jackson Thriller.
Those were good.
Oh, the Thriller dance. Yeah. Oh, the Come On one was good.
One.
I love the basketball one.
The Carlton. I like the Carlton.
Which we knew the slow clap animation was there since like before Destiny 1 was even announced.
Yeah.
Or no, it had been announced, but like before it had even come in.
I just like emotes now. I want them all to have cool visual effects with the exotic ones.
Me too.
Every single one. I want like lines and streamer things going on. I think those are cool.
I finally got the butt floss one, and I'm pretty happy about it. So like, I'm not really looking for anything else at this point.
Honestly, like a really cool charging emote, like going Super Saiyan, and those energies like around you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be dope.
That would be cool.
And then John Cena plays the theme song.
It was like a flute.
Yeah.
Bryce Huffman says, with VR becoming more popular, what would be the coolest super to play in VR? Also, what other games would you like to see brought to VR?
You know, it would be the most nauseating. It would be an Arc Strider and just continuously dodging.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know. I think Blink would fuck you up pretty hard.
Probably.
Blink's still first person.
You know what? Blink.
That's true.
You actually use. That's how like people get rid of nausea in VR. Is they change it.
True. Yeah.
They change the movement system from just like walking to like you kind of blink to where you want to go. So actually, Blink might not be that bad.
Oh, that creates nausea?
Yeah, actually, walking in first person can create nausea.
Oh, wow.
You get used to it. Like, I've gotten pretty used to it. Although in Fallout 4, when I was walking on uneven surfaces for the first time, I kept wanting to like step down, which got me going a little bit. So
interesting.
Usually you're on flat surfaces.
Man, I'm curious about that now. I haven't been interested in VR at all, but hearing you talk about Fallout makes me interested.
I want to play VR so bad. It looks so fun.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of good stuff. Resident Evil was super fun. There's a game called Super Hot, which is amazing in VR. Like the regular game is amazing, and then in VR, it is one of the most fun I've ever had in a video game.
It's awesome.
But
anything else you guys would like to see?
But the actual super conversation about that question, like which one would you like to see in VR? I'd probably want to see. I don't know. I think looking like an idiot with your arm stretching out as a Stormlock would be pretty funny. Someone walking in and you're just like, yelling, yelling, tickling in the air like ah. That'd be pretty cool.
I can see the golden gun working really well because you'd actually like whip out your gun and start firing it. That'd be a pretty.
You
good
know, what'd be
one.
awesome actually in VR is
Dawn Blade.
Yeah, popping an actual bubble and then seeing the bubble suddenly around you.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That would look really cool.
And having all like that misty type of foggy thing going on. That'd be really cool.
and then doing the.
Dawn Blade would make you feel awesome because you can stay in the air and keep floofing around.
That'd be really
with
cool.
your sword and throwing your sword down
until you swing it and then your controller hits the screen like it's a Wiimote.
There is a program that you can get that like turns current games into VR games, but I'm guessing that it wouldn't work because of all the restrictions Destiny has on it. But man, it'd be cool to try out.
You'd probably get banned for hacking.
Yeah, you might because I think you have to like edit the INI files to get it to work.
Well, I edit my CVARs.
Yeah, that's true.
This is another one.
I would like to try Destiny in VR though. I would like to try Destiny in VR though. That'd be cool.
Be pretty cool.
I bet I would get motion sick though.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
But you get used to it. Like you do get VR legs after a while. Like at first I'd get motion sick like very quickly, but now even if I play for like a really long time, like it's got to be something weird that gets me going.
That's what I'm afraid of, investing $600 because I get car sick if I look at my screen in the back seat of a car. Yeah. So I'm afraid of investing $600 just to constantly feel like I'm car sick or something.
There's games like Super Hot that just don't have that effect. Like it only really happens in certain things, and it's usually because movement has been mishandled, and as the developers are getting better, like you see it, you run into it less and less. Mm-hmm. And you can get Oculus Rift with the controllers now for $400.
Ooh, it's good to see it become more affordable.
Yeah,
and for sure, PSVR is $400, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
but if you got a PC, definitely go Oculus.
Oh yeah, VR chat.
You're gonna tell the Vive people are gonna come out and start yelling at you.
I have a Vive and I prefer it over the Oculus, but it's way more expensive.
Oh.
Evan Meyer says, "Do you think we'll see Masterworks come to exotic weapons and armor?"
Eventually.
It is sad when it is kind of sad when my full loadout that I like is just all Masterworks, because orb production is so much more powerful than a lot of the perks out there on weapons. So,
and that also used to be an exotic perk on Telesto and D1.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Telesto is actually really solid now. Like the damage that it puts out is
good damage. Yeah,
Telesto is so fun in PvP.
You used to fill up your super more.
Yep.
Remember that? There were a bunch of weapons that did it, and now I'd rather have Masterwork weapons. Mm-hmm. Although, to be honest with you, very few of the exotics in Destiny 2 really kind of get me going. Like Sunshot, I usually have a really good time with. I've been having a lot of fun with the Colony lately. I haven't messed around with Telesto yet. I'd like to get the Boop Cannon, still haven't gotten that.
That's fun. I was surprised at how fun Telesto was in PvP.
Yeah, I got to try it out.
Yeah,
just toss it. I like how they changed it in D1. They're like, oh, our intent was that you could shoot it on someone and they could run in, and then they would explode. But the pop rocks just lasted all of half a second, so no, you couldn't actually do that. And now they last like a good 10, 15 seconds, so you can shoot pop rocks on a teammate and they can go run in and just it's great.
I've always wanted to try that.
It's actually really funny.
Nick says, would you rather have the old weapon system back or random rolls? We already talked about this, so we're just going to move on. Leland Hawk says, do you think the professional streamers and professional gamers are taking the fun out of video games due to overanalyzing and breaking down every element of the game?
So do you think that people that review movies are taking the fun out of movies, viewing a movie, because of the overanalyzing?
Book reviewers are taking the fun out of reading books. Any food critics are taking the fun out of eating? Yes,
true.
They are.
They actually are.
Yeah, I don't have any fun doing any of these things.
I don't like eating anymore.
You take back what you said about the double XL grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. You take that fucking back.
Still searching for the Taco Bell sponsorship. Call us.
I don't think so. I think it's a personal preference for anyone. Like some people, for games like Dark Souls where it's necessary, I feel like what's happened, I recently played through Bloodborne again, and after looking for lore videos and analyzations of like all these items and surroundings, it's added more enjoyment to the game for me, because now I understand the bosses, their backstory, the land, the weapons, and I think that's awesome. Like, I don't understand like what he means by overanalyzing, because I guess I honestly is not coming to my head. But there are games where you can think more about something or get more information, and there's more to it. There's more depth to it.
Yeah. Also, it's like if someone's saying something bad about a game you enjoy, you don't have to believe them, or you don't have to go along with what they're saying. Like if you're loving Destiny 2 and all these people saying bad things about Destiny 2, it shouldn't stop your enjoyment of the video game.
Yeah,
it's still fun. I have fun. There's all this crazy stuff happening with the community right now and the uproar, but I can still get on Destiny 2 right now and still enjoy shooting things, because that's why I still play it. It's fun to play,
especially in Mayhem.
Yeah, right.
Don't take it away, Bungie, please.
I think if there's one thing that Bungie needs to take away from this, is that we really like Mayhem.
Yes.
We really like being able to make individual plays and not feel like we have to stick with our team the entire time.
Yep.
Or I can try out that stupid build.
Yeah.
And by stupid build, I mean like that one piece of armor that I put on that might change my play ever so slightly.
Or try those fucking Jester pants, man. Those Jester pants are so fun in Mayhem because
you get to actually dodge a lot.
My score is so high because I get an assist every time I get that little 1 point. I can be behind the wall, get the 1 point to pop up because I did a dodge. Amazing.
Is the radius that big every time you dodge? Is like a big radius?
It's a big radius.
If they're in that like middle circle, apparently, they get hit by it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun.
That's good. I also like the fact that you get to try out power weapons that you normally would just ignore because power ammo is only few and far between in most matches. So now you can just try stuff out and see if you like it or not.
And you can get used to using supers.
Yes, that's another big thing. Yeah. I'll be honest, the first time I actually used Dawn Blade in PvP.
Yeah, I've seen people using Dawn Blade, which they never used before.
It's my first time using the Titan Hammers in D2, and they're so good in Mayhem. It's super fun.
They are good. Gavin Taylor says, question, what's one New Year's resolution for each of you in 2018? P.S. What date is Guardian Con? Thanks.
So my New Year's resolution, I decided to try to stick to 1440p as much as possible. 1080p if I have to go down to it. But generally, I'm going to try to stick at that 1440p. I got these monitors. Might as well make the use of them.
I'm staying at 1080.
So how are you handling that for streaming?
Well, it's not for streaming. No, that's just my viewing. Me viewing something will always be at 1440p.
It's an interesting resolution.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I want to view things in more definition.
Yeah, just not quite 4K, but better than 1080p. You know.
Are you also going to get like a new prescription for your glasses? Make it a little more.
I actually do need to probably go do that because it's been quite a while.
Turns out Costco.
Yeah, there we go.
You can get that tooth checked out while you're there.
There you go. At the same time.
That was a conversation before the podcast started.
It was, yeah.
Don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Everybody knows Costco's good.
But seriously though, New Year's resolutions, just if you want to change something about your life, fucking do it.
That's actually my New Year's resolution. It's to like not talk about it. Just like if there's something I want to improve, just do it. Like I don't want to be like I'm gonna start eating better, working out, I'm gonna be consistent, I'm gonna do this, that. Like just do it. So my New Year's resolution is I'm just not gonna talk about it. If there's something I want to do, I'm just gonna do it. Not gonna plan it. Doing it.
And before you guys are all low key sponsored by Nike, I see what you're doing. I see it.
Talk about Nike.
Also,
perfect.
My New Year's resolution is to drink more milk. Got milk?
You're going after the big milk sponsorship now?
Sell out.
Big milk, man. Hey. Big udder.
Big udder.
Gunner Optics, the glasses coming. If you guys want to talk to us about sponsors too, I could use some new frames.
Do they make prescription?
Yeah, they give you frames and you can get prescription lenses put into them.
I wear glasses.
Wait,
saying
just not right now.
Isn't the Gunners though like the specific lens?
Like the gaming ones, and they can do that. I talked to them when I was at PAX, and they're like, "Yeah, we can do
prescriptions for it,
prescription stuff.
You can just turn your monitor to a warm mode,
or you can just properly color balance your monitor.
Yeah.
Or are we shilling? Right? Are we trying to do?
Yeah, we're trying to shill.
I mean, I haven't been paid by any of these companies, so at this point, no.
Right?
Yeah, neither have I. Just saying, just talk to us, please.
Yeah.
It's January.
Diet Dr. Pepper because Mr. Pibbs tastes like ass.
The Pibbs is a good man. How dare you?
Pibbs.
By Anime. Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
we probably could
Crunchyroll. Seriously, Crunchyroll. Like, come on.
Clean canteen. Insulated. Keeps my water chilled.
Beer. It's what's for breakfast.
Are we all just like grabbing stuff? Like here Gatorade. Here's
Magic the Gathering.
Target receipt. Go to Target. Buy more stuff.
No.
Say hi to Patty while you're there.
Yeah.
Hey, Patty.
Captain Patty managing the frivolous waters of Target.
Jess says, what is one game you swore off, uninstalled, then came back to? It's The Division. I have uninstalled The Division, bought it again, or I've returned The Division on Steam, then bought it again, then returned it again, and then I bought it a third time on PC. That doesn't include the Xbox copy and the PS4 copy that I bought when the game launched.
Huh.
I don't have one, I don't think.
You've never uninstalled the game and then came back to it?
No. I either stick with it or I keep it around because I know I'll play it later, even if it's just for a little bit, or I just don't go back.
Is it games that we uninstall and we say we're never coming back to and come back to it?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm putting it away.
Yeah, when I'm done with something, I'm done. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I can't think of any games that I've like. Yeah.
You should do it with The Witcher 3. That game's fantastic.
How do you uninstall a TV show?
That game is marvelous, and you're showing your ignorance. Captain says, for my New Year's resolution, I will not buy any more games until I've played everything in my backlog, which is long. Ooh. Do y'all have any games that you just keep putting off?
Ooh.
That's 3 for me.
Oh, it's hefty. I don't know. Have we? Something with a 3 in it?
Maybe they're going to make a Netflix series about it soon.
Give me a game with a 3 in it. Go on. Fallout 3. I haven't touched Fallout 3. Maybe I should check out the Fallout 3 game.
I bought Skyrim. Never played it. Bought Skyrim Special Edition. Still haven't played it.
Skyrim was a great game.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
I never got to finish it. I started a Skyrim playthrough on PS4, and I got this really bad glitch in the middle where I finally got a hold of the Elder Scrolls where the dragon would either not spawn, so I had to keep resetting, or it would
dragon.
Oh boy! Spoilers. Oh, so the dragon would either not spawn, or when he did spawn and started talking, the game would just crash, and it would do either one of those two.
Oh. If the dragon doesn't spawn, I feel like that's good. You won.
We won the game. Yeah, that's also hey, we beat it.
Hey, we beat the dragon. Anybody else?
But I do have a lot of games on the backlog, like a lot of games. Oh boy, I got some Freddy Fish games to catch up on.
I got 2 or 3 years worth of Steam sales that I bought stuff and then just never did anything with it.
2015 and 2016, I played a lot of Destiny and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2017, so many games came out that there just wasn't enough time to play them all.
Mm-hmm.
I have a perpetual backlog that's constantly growing, and honestly, I don't mind, because if I ever wake up and be like, I don't know if I feel like I want to stream a certain game, then, well, look at the backlog.
Fire this up.
Yeah.
I know.
Or go on Steam and buy something new instead.
What new early access game? They are billions. Wow, this is amazing.
Sales.
I've been giving Tefty a lot of stuff this podcast about The Witcher 3, but I myself started The Witcher 3 and have not finished it.
Same, actually.
It's the meme. We gotta do it for the memes, Tefty. All right?
Yeah.
It's the memes. But the game
was so good that I didn't want to finish it. I was like putting off finishing it because I didn't want it to be over.
I love The Witcher 2. I just can't for some reason play Witcher 3.
Blood and Wine was amazing. It was some of the best gaming I've ever played. And the side quests are so interesting. The game is stunning. Anybody else?
World of Warcraft. Oh, wait.
It's when Classic comes
That's on your backlog?
It's always in my backlog.
It's in his log.
It's always just eating away at
and then
you.
came back to.
Yes, it was also that.
Yep.
Marcus Maximus says, if you could burn all of Patrick's Magic the Gathering cards, would you use A, a Molotov, 2, a flamethrower, or 3, burn them one by one and watch him cry? LOL.
You need to have a previous statement before that of how would you kill Patrick so you could actually do that, because he would never actually let that happen as long as he's alive.
So the dark web,
I wouldn't burn it.
I don't know, Briar.
I feel like that'd be so mean.
Honestly.
That really would. Sorry. It really would. It's like, hey, Briar. It's like, yeah.
Also, think of the value. Think of the value you'd be burning.
Just steal them.
Right?
You're
Can
right.
I take option 4? Steal them and then sell them.
Steal them and then sell them.
eBay them.
I did say that I would steal them before. So.
DJ's Jacket at E3 said, Briar's my favorite host, and now that I'm guaranteed to appear in Twitter questions, I'd like to ask, what's your favorite jacket? P.S. There is a right answer.
Favorite jacket?
I'm gonna say the Warlock jacket I bought on Black Friday from the Bungie store.
Ooh. God, that sounds amazing.
I got a World of Warcraft jacket.
He does love that jacket.
It's really nice. Got like that fleece lining on the inside. But
Let's
then,
see
it.
Always getting the Jackie, so excited.
It's on my chair. I keep it right here, and then keep my headphones inside it, and my. Let me just get up. Let me stand up, and I'll just show it to you. And model.
We got the music, the modeling music.
Yep.
Also, for
our
audio listeners.
Oh, we're banned. We're banned.
The Scott E jacket was pretty damn good.
I can't actually see
the camera. The way he puts the jacket on, it's so seductive
Slower,
right now.
you
wish
son
you
of
guys
a
could see
bitch.
this.
Rip our podcast listeners. Can't see the jacket being put on.
Patrick is slowly putting on a jacket. He's got his hand in his pockets.
Yep. He looks like he's standing in line for a movie right now.
I can't hear you. I don't have on.
Oh man.
What makes it a world craft?
Okay, what? Okay, what?
What makes it a Warcraft jacket?
Oh, it's right here. Just right.
The W?
Really small W.
It's got a W on.
It's right here.
Man,
Right.
the W.
Also, on the back. Hold on. On the back, it's hard to see in the lighting. There is a World of Warcraft
W
logo.
right there, too.
I thought it was Widowmaker's logo. My bad.
Oh, it also says Warcraft on the inside there. And then I keep my headphones on this inner one right there, so I can not talk to people in public.
We don't actually care about the jacket.
Yeah.
We're moving on. The jacket had to stay in the sun. The Mohegan 9 says, you are in an elevator and stop on your floor. Should you get off first or let people on first?
I think it depends on...
I think no.
Isn't the general rule you let people off?
Yeah, people
and
get
then
off
you get
first.
In?
Always.
Yeah,
That's
you
the rule.
exit. Why would you let people on? Because then you're gonna have
and then you're gonna be like, oh, excuse me.
Get off.
Yeah.
No, you get off the elevator, then the people who want to get on get on.
100%.
It's like
that's what it is.
It's like that literally all over the world.
Yeah, you don't.
Literally.
I hope so.
The cab doesn't stop and people get into the cab, and then the people who are in the cab get out. That doesn't. Fuck that. You let the people out.
No, you get in
and
with
when
the
you're
cab.
in the grocery store, walk on the right hand side of the aisle. Just saying. Get out of my fucking way. Rezo Wilson 309 So Toxic says, can we take a minute to address the issue of midnight coupe shaming? For those who don't know, not everyone is fortunate enough to have obtained the midnight coupe. Please don't shame those without.
I think
Right,
Wilson.
Tefty?
I think Wilson
Tefty's
honestly
disgusting.
needs to get good and allow his RNG to give him what he needs and stop holding it back so much. You know?
Wow.
So toxic, Wilson.
So toxic.
So
You
toxic.
can have a masterwork.
toxic.
Coop, you can't talk to me.
God, doesn't even know what it's like.
Last question comes from Deep Fried Pineapples. If the Men in Black were to delete one embarrassing moment from your memory, what moment would it be?
Ooh.
I think it's to be any moment where you either buy a movie ticket or maybe even get pizza and the person tells you to enjoy and you say you too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, but yeah, just to get rid of that.
Just like target all those times.
I don't really mind.
That one doesn't keep me up at night. Isn't there anything that
No,
you
but
did?
they look at you weird. When you say you too, they're like,
Yeah, but everybody
Happy
Do
does.
they?
birthday, you too.
Everybody
If-
does.
yeah.
Yeah, I like to smile at them if they give me a weird look. Be like, yeah, I said that.
I said it. Deal with it.
Now I'm gonna enjoy this movie.
I mean,
There's something in my childhood that like I cringe over when I think about, but I can't recall it right now. Yeah,
It's
I'm
too
like I'm
traumatic.
trying to pull it up and be like, what was that thing that makes me go and I can't find it at the moment.
Probably a very recent thing. Me actually admitting to the world how I used to eat 3D Doritos. That was pretty bad.
Wait, 3D Doritos?
3D Doritos?
How I ate them. It was a very
how
specific
superficial
method.
of you.
Oh.
Look,
Oh,
That's what you
those.
come
I
up
remember those.
and for embarrassing stuff, yeah, it's pretty weird. I would have liked that one to never actually enter the public record, but
Wait, why is that weird? They were delicious.
not how I ate them.
Oh.
Well, you're gonna have to tell the story again.
Oh.
Okay, so this might be
Dramatic.
okay. All right, fine. We'll do it. We'll
right.
do it again.
Let's do it.
Let's hear it.
You know, all right. So, does everyone know what 3D Doritos are? It's like
No.
Bugles. Okay, they were released for a very short amount of time, and they're basically like Bugles, but it's in the shape of a Dorito, and it's like puffed out. So it had like a hollow center, really thin, like, whatever the hell you would call that stuff. A
thin
Dorito.
chip shell.
Yeah, thin chip shell for the entire thing. So what I used to do is take one, put it in my mouth, chew it up until it was like a fine paste, and probably do that for like 2 or 3 of them. So I just had like a bunch of chewed up.
Where this is going,
yeah. It gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. You get like 3 of those, so you got quite a bit in your mouth. And you take another 3D Dorito. You bite off one of the corners of it, so now you have like access. Yeah, now you have access to the inside of the 3D Dorito.
No.
Okay. and then I would Mama Bird.
Oh,
what?
Oh my god!
I'd spit out the ones I'd been chewing into that one to make it a whole.
Can you give me a reference to what age this was?
I think I was in the double digits.
We were still doing the Planet Destiny podcast, so it was a long time ago.
But then after that, then I would eat the whole thing because now it's a filled 3D Dorito
with partially digested 3D Doritos.
It's not digested.
The mouth partially digests things. It's the beginning of the process.
Not digesting. That's just chewing it up.
That is the beginning of the digestion process. The mouth, the liquids in there.
Digestion doesn't hit until it's in the stomach.
That is
I apologize.
It begins in the mouth and then it completes in the stomach. That is awful.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, let's go ahead and Men in Black that for all of us, please.
Oh my god.
I really hope I don't suddenly think of that story when I'm eating a chip next time. Please God.
It's gonna ruin Doritos for you.
Please
about the
God.
texture, the chip. You chewed it for a little bit. How it's almost like a nice paste that still holds some of the taste, but then it gets kind of cold. If you
next time somebody says, "What would Patrick do?" That's what I'm gonna tell him.
Right?
Mama Bird.
Mama Bird a fucking 3D Dorito.
Is it technically a 4D Dorito now because there's like different stages of the Dorito within the Dorito?
Oh God, I'm actually a little nauseous from this. That is disgusting. I was like, no way a 3D Dorito thing could actually make me sick feeling.
I thought you were just talking like you ate 3D Doritos and were ashamed of eating them.
It.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
It's so much worse.
That is so much worse.
Did anybody see you do this?
I think I was stealthy about it enough. Like,
wait,
how
did you do this in school or something?
No, I would only
Pat
just with
in
the
corner
privacy
of the
of my own
house,
home.
just spitting into.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't hit home until I saw it.
Can someone?
Oh god, that's disgusting.
Oh, that's the best answer we could have possibly hoped for.
I got a dime stuck up my nose at a very embarrassing age because I was really bored reading and I just kind of had a dime in my hand and just like I just like I'm gonna put this in my nose.
Yeah.
And then it just went all the way in my nose and got stuck.
Mama Bird and Doritos is awful.
Yeah, that's horrific, man.
Oh my gosh.
I want to say thank you, Captain, for that question, because without that question, I would have never known that.
You probably
Patty, for having the strength and the character to admit that in public.
Yes.
Yes.
The tales.
It's very
I take myself
Cotton Patty.
seriously.
The face on his cup is how he feels inside.
Holy shit. Good podcast, guys. That was a little different.
Gonna end it right there.
I think that's one we close on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with that too. By the way, I when I got that dime stuck up my nose, I was of legal drinking age, so we'll let that one. It ended on that note too.
Like,
Thank you all for tuning in.
Was it like doctor's
Hospital?
office
Yeah,
stuck?
hospital stuck?
It was. I need to get help, so I need the assistance of another human being.
To yank it
but
out?
not want to go to the doctor's office.
Was it Arnold Schwarzenegger? Did he have a device?
Yeah.
No. I got a
tracking
neighbor.
device.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. No, I had to get a neighbor with a pair of needle nose pliers. So I didn't actually own needle nose pliers, so they had to use their needle nose pliers.
Wow.
That's even
Shoving
worse.
up the nose.
Did he give them to you to keep after that, or did he keep them?
I don't know what happened to him.
I'd be like, these are yours now. Next time you get a dime stuck up your nose, you have a pair of needles now.
You need these more than I do.
Clearly. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the 66th episode of Destiny Community Podcast. I'm going to...
The one about Mama Bird.
If you want to find more
of
of me,
Doritos?
I don't know why you would want to find more of me at this point. At Holtzmann_YT on Twitter. Doritos.
I feel like we've just one more layer of the onion that is Patty has been revealed to us.
Are we sure we want him to be the captain of our pirate ship, guys? He's going to be in the corner.
You'll go on.
You don't want Mama Patty giving you guys Doritos?
Mama Patty.
We'll never be hungry. Mama Patty always has food for him.
Mama Bird Patty knows best.
There? He knows.
Oh my God. Who goes next?
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit. You can find me streaming on Twitch every weekday, just like a Briar Rabbit, or over on YouTube.
I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. Please don't tweet me anything about Doritos and stuff. That's disgusting. And then you can catch my streams, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft. Typically start around 6 p.m. Pacific time, and I have a YouTube channel as well, Tefty Teft.
I'm Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Miss 5000 Watts. And please do follow me on Twitter and send me pictures of Patrick's head photoshopped onto Mama Bird pictures.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll take a retweet on that too.
Definitely.
Do I go next?
Yes, you.
Yeah.
All right. And my name is Versus. You guys can catch me daily on Twitch starting at 9 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Versus. And you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/versusthestream. Thank you guys again for allowing me to listen to the stories and
for coming
being introduced to Mama Patty.
Mama Patty?
Mama Patty.
See, you were yelling at me about Captain Patty, but now you're Mama Patty. So.
Oh, Mama Patty.
I'm looking on eBay if I can still buy 3D Doritos.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. They still make them.
Oh, my God.
But only
it's
from
back.
That's the.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.